Thank you very much.
Good morning. Very good.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Macon, Georgia, and Middle Georgia, and everyone else around the world, through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for Thursday, September 26, 2013.
Yeah,
I'm here in the doghouse, the nut house, whatever type of house you want to call it, or the outhouse.
And can you smell?
Can you smell what the roast is brewing?
Somebody's smelling something. And by the way,
Yeah,
if you're thirsty,
smells like El Ciablo.
Diablo Cigaro.
Yeah. El Garcia's or something.
Actually, Anthony bought me this yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he took me out to Stevie B's
Oh, okay.
Pizza.
Oh, yes, that's a good place.
Yeah, it's a great place. We're gonna go, and we may do that. That may be the spot that we go again.
Oh, great.
I mean, it's good, really cool. You can go and you get all the types of pizzas and salad and punch, and they even make this pizza that's like cake, like sweet.
Oh yeah. Because CC's Pizza has something like that.
Yeah.
They used to have before they closed it down. I love that place because me and my buddies used to do that about a decade ago. We used to Sunday afternoon, after church, we'd go to the movies and then pig out over at CC's Pizza, go to the buffet, get 4 or 5
I love.
slices.
I had a big, gigantic jumbo salad. I love salad.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta have it
Sounds
before
good.
I eat the meal.
Oh yeah, I do too. I just, I try to get a salad, and try to get some roughage in it, some vegetables, because I know the majority of the pizza slices are going to be mostly like meat anyway, like sauce and pepperoni, that type of stuff, and and then I'll probably get a little veggie pizza, with some
they
tomatoes,
ask you, do you want us to
olives.
make you a pizza for yourself? I'm like, no. I didn't want to wait.
I'll admit though, out of all the pizza places, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's, whatever, I really do love Stevie B's. I wish they did deliver, simply for the fact that it's the only pizza place that I know that still has green olives on their menu for toppings.
Yes,
It's the very few, if not the only pizza place at least still in business and making where you can get green olives. I love green olives.
Yeah, I love green olives too. Let's say good morning to who's on. Rudy 4, good morning. Good Time Radio. Hey J 31, Irv and Mutla 37. Good morning, guys. Or gals, whatever you are. Or both.
Yes.
Anyway, so so we had a good time. We went out. We just also, I went to visit. And I'm gonna pull this plug, or plug this in or whatever. Give a plug to a place in downtown. I went. They have a new T-shirt place. Remember the kayak place across the street from Roasted?
Yeah.
Well, they obviously went out of business.
Oh, okay.
And there's not much kayaking happening at the Okamoki moat, whatever you call that thing. They say it's a river. It's just not deep enough for me to look at it as a river. But either way, the kayak place, they went out of business. And what replaced it was a T-shirt shop. So I just want to give, and we're going to talk about this again later, want to give you guys a heads up. We're going to start having T-shirts. And the T-shirts are going to be our own exclusive Morning Roast T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be some of those pictures that Ed puts up. And who gave me this idea? Somebody gave me this idea. I think it was Too Much. Good morning, Too Much. Somebody said yesterday that they have a T-shirt with my picture on it. The little Tinky Winky, whatever.
Yeah.
And they said they made a T-shirt out of it. They were going to send me a picture this morning of it or whatever. So I thought afterwards, I said, shoot, you know what? We've been looking for sponsors for our show.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow people are cheap bastards. They don't want to give anything. And but I figure if you give money, you'll get something.
Yes.
And one of the things we're going to do is sell T-shirts. And so the plug is... it's called Dysfunctional Tees.
Yeah.
And look at that. And a little business card, like a little T-shirt. See that?
Cool. They're really cool.
Dances around and shit. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is, some of the pictures like the one with Miley Cyrus and thick head,
Thick.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna put the face of either you or me or even Ed on the T-shirts along with the Morning Roast logo, and I want a Spartan tee. I want a whatever Spartan tee, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe we'll do that. We'll have a whatever Spartan tee. We'll have the Tinky Winky one, or the Teletubby, I should say.
Yeah, the Teletubby. What will be the one that's based on me? What
probably the one with the smoke coming out of your ears, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe you with the older girls, or something like that. So we're gonna have these T-shirts ready very soon, sooner than you think. And I'm not sure the price yet because she hasn't given me a total cost, but it's going to be in color. It'll be either. Here's the thing. I know that our logo is red, but it's also gray. If you look at the center of that, it's great. So, and besides, she doesn't have red. Whatever.
Yeah, red, black, and white, I guess.
So we'll either have going to be a gray shirt. I believe that I know it's gray, white, black, and pink. So for you females out there, we'll have some pink T-shirts as well printed. Now these are going to be hysterical shirts, so you walk around in them, people are going to notice. When I went in there over at Dysfunctional T-shirts, I noticed that she already had the T-shirt with Miley Cyrus doing the twerking. It was already there. And she had also Miley Cyrus on that big wrecking ball in color. And so, I was excited. I said, this is the perfect T-shirt spot for us to sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know. Good morning, Hydroponic. Good morning, everybody. Look at that. They all show up. It's just like a party here. I swear to God, everybody just shows up.
Yeah.
At the party. This is like a Hollywood party. It's like the MTV party.
Yeah, definitely.
Making TV party. Yeah, MTV. Screw MTV. Well, we're the real MTVs right here.
Yes, right here. It's right here. Yeah.
But, hey, Shorty, you're really on hydro there with all those little hearts. What's going on with that? I didn't know you went that way, Shorty.
I think Shorty's a girl.
Oh, Shorty's a girl. Oh, sorry, Shorty. Okay.
How you doing, Shorty?
Then I like that name for a girl. I think that's sweet.
Yeah.
Sure. All this time, I'm thinking you're a guy with dreadlocks. I don't know why. Maybe she's a girl with dreadlocks. But anyway, he's gay.
He gay.
He gay. You have that sound. No, so I'm excited about this because this may bring us not only a little bit of publicity, but it also gives you guys an opportunity to connect with us on a different level.
Yes.
And besides that, we can make a few bucks, or maybe we could pay some of the bills around here. There you go.
Yeah.
We're gonna have all this stuff, and I don't know what to say about this picture right now, folks.
Maybe they'd have her have some Jell-O pudding.
But I'm not sure whether there's a little black dot there, whether that's that's a blackhead, or if that is supposed to be something sexy.
Like a beauty mark or something?
You tell me.
Maybe it's
I'm
a
wrong.
beauty mark.
Oh, no, it's on my screen.
Yeah.
Tick.
That was my screen with dirt.
On the side of humanity.
Alright, well. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Let us know. You guys think that T-shirts would be something great to have? That is going to have a lot of the pictures, again, that Ed puts up. On the Morning Rush where he changes the head and puts my head in it, or his head, or maybe baseball hats too. I thought about that. I thought about hats, mugs, and T-shirts, but we'll start out with T-shirts. We got to start out small. I think T-shirts are more, what everybody wants to wear.
Yeah.
Hats are secondary.
Yeah.
And mugs that we gotta have because we are a morning roast. Where we have coffee. So I figure those three. Mm-hmm. The hats because we always wear hats.
Yeah.
Right. The T-shirts because we always wear T-shirts.
Yeah, I'm just wearing that just to make it match.
These preppy things.
Yeah, I'm trying to match my cap. I know this. I mean, I'm not hoping that I get a Mercedes-Benz. I just happen to get this at a car show back like 10 years ago. But
wow.
I wouldn't mind a Mercedes.
Did you ever wash that hat? I mean, 10 years. Shit.
Yes, I have. But the thing is,
Oh, look who's here. Our president, Dwight Eisenhower.
Yes.
How are you?
Look at the eye tattoo on her index finger. It's all
That's
that
the kind of hats we want.
Yeah, look at the, there's one of the hats that we may sell.
Oh, yeah.
That is a cool hat, by the way.
With the propeller on. I think that's cool as shit.
Yeah, you think, I think you should sell dick towels. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, he's got something on dick towel. Look at that. Oh, my God. That's hysterical.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Ed, you got to get that, and see if you can put one of those up. I think, we'll probably be able to get away with one of those. Now, my question is, there's one with a butt on it. Or maybe that's,
yeah, it's a butt on it, but I guess they have a feminine and male version. Female and male.
No, I don't think that's a female. There's a scrotum on that thing.
Yeah, that right there, that's the female.
That's a female? Oh,
yes.
Wow. So why would
I
they call
understand
it,
you haven't seen
Yeah, why would they call it dick towels? I don't get it. Guys, you are...
Only DS.
Oh my God, DS.
Fuck, you're better than me, DS.
Freaking awesome.
I bow to you.
Yes.
Little dick, okay.
Yes, you're the man.
So it's a little dick, okay.
Anyway, yeah, the Hydro, doesn't that look like a small dick? I guess that it. I don't know. Whatever.
I thought it was a cute.
Anyway, maybe we'll do that, DS. Maybe we will get those towels. Or maybe we can get that picture on a T-shirt.
Okay.
Never know.
Sex.
Yeah.
He says everything is too sexualized. Sex.
I think everything is too
Yes.
sexualized. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, sex is the
Dwight.
only thing that outsells crack and liquor. It's been selling since the beginning of time. Alcohol's only been around since ancient Egypt, ancient Greece. Crack's only been around since 1985. So go
Never
figure.
done liquor crack.
Okay.
Well, I know. Well, remember who Dwight Eisenhower is. He's that old fogey before Kennedy.
Yeah, he's the
Yes.
one who fucking started the goddamn interstate system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Duh.
Yes. Eisenhower Parkway is named after.
Yeah,
him.
yeah, exactly. That's the highway, by the way, that ends somewhere.
Yes.
Doesn't it? It's not even a full highway. Ain't that some shit? He's
'Cause
the
it's a
guy
parkway,
that
'cause it's a parkway, not a
created the
highway.
highway system.
That's why it's called Eisenhower Parkway, not Eisenhower Highway.
Yeah, parkway.
That's because you got to park sooner or later.
Yeah. What else do we got? DS, what else did you send me? You just sent another link. All right, I'll wait till that comes up. But anyway, guys, we're looking forward to that. We'll have some T-shirts available. I'll wear the first one. I'll probably pick mine up this week. We'll have it. We'll show it. We'll give you a price on it if you guys want it.
There you go.
We're going to set up... Oh, that's a female version of it.
Okay, female version. Okay.
All right, that is cool. And that's a towel also. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That
There's
is
one
cool.
with I guess the rainforest version on the left, and then the Brazilian cat on the right.
One's a V crotch.
Yeah.
The other one's Hitler crotch. Yeah. Anyway, and that's kind of one of the T-shirts that we're gonna have right there with me with the Teletubby look there.
You'll be famous, sir.
What
Very
the hell?
famous.
I mean, might as well.
Very
That may be the first one that I buy, but I'm not sure yet. Ed's got a shitload of pictures, I'm sure. And by the way, Ed, if it's possible, could you put my head on Alan Thicke or whatever that guy's name is, Robert Thicke, with Miley Cyrus? When I told the woman,
Anthony's head in place of Miley's?
no. No, thank you, Ed. No, actually, what happened was I told the young lady at Dysfunctional T-shirt that I wouldn't do that shirt because it's got Anthony's head on it. I said, no, there's one with Anthony's head on it. But I don't know if I do it. She said, why not? I think that'd be fantastic. Blah, blah, blah. So now I'm thinking, I'll do that. Why the hell not? It'll make me look straight. So you're banging Miley Cyrus. Although they may call me a pedophile. Look, I'm too old. Miley could be my daughter. Although I wouldn't want a daughter like that, making guys whack off. Who the hell knows? Anyway, so a lot of good news, a lot of bad news. I will say, as an update for the young man, my friend Danny Muhammad, aka Poetic or Poetic. I'm wearing his hat today in honor of him. I think I'll be wearing it for a while. His family has spoken out, and there is going to be a funeral service on August 7th. There's also a memorial service tonight of what would have been poetry night. What do they call it?
What it is, it's the poetry show.
Yeah.
In honor of him.
Right. It's poetry show in honor of him over at Shadows. We've done some shows out of Shadows, right, Derek?
Yes, we have.
And it says the mother of and brother of a 25-year-old man killed on Gray Highway Tuesday is speaking out about their loved one's contributions to the community. Daniel Muhammad was walking home from his work on Riverside Drive when he was struck by a car early Tuesday morning. Esther Muhammad describes her son as a poet and entrepreneur with a strong spirit and a penchant for helping others. I don't think there's anyone he hasn't touched. I don't think there's anyone he hasn't helped in one way or the other. Esther Muhammad says her son became involved in creative writing and poetry when he moved to Macon in 2000. She says it began as simple self-expression, but grew much more than that, as Muhammad shared his artistic gifts with children at a local Boys and Girls Club and the Tubman African American Museum. He found that it had an impact on the youth. Then that's when he started to manipulate that style so he could connect with the youth. Esther Muhammad said, Daniel Muhammad was severely injured in a car accident several years ago that left him with a metal plate in his head. See, I didn't even know that. I knew that he had an accident, but I did not know all the details of that.
That would explain why he prefers walking, I think.
That's correct. That's correct. Very good. His brother, 24-year-old Maurice, says watching Muhammad's attitude towards recovery was inspiring. Okay, this man just left and came back that quick. So it's like I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong or either watch what just happened to him so I can be better, Maurice said. While what happened was tragic, both Esther and Maurice say Muhammad would not want them to be sad. Instead, he would want them to celebrate his life and all the good he tried to do every day for other people. Even though his life was short-lived, I cannot say there was a day that went by that he did not live his life to the fullest, Esther Muhammad said. A funeral service for Daniel Muhammad is set for Monday, October 7th at 2 p.m., but a location has not been set, although I will say it may be this. Family is accepting donations in lieu of flowers to help pay for funeral costs. You can make donations at the Tubman Museum or African American Museum or the Bentley and Sons Funeral Home. So I have a feeling he's going to be at the same funeral home that Junebug
was
Matter
of fact, there was a lot of people. Bentley and Sons. My childhood friend's mother was there that I saw at the wake. Susie Mae Williams, she was there. Plenty of people at Bentley. As a matter of fact, I actually saw my old classmate and teammate Antonio Pettigrew over there 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't know. Is Sad Mandy still here? Is she here? No, she's not. But I will ban her. You guys feel like she's not behaving.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yeah.
In any case, very sad story. Of course, I'm still heartbroken about it. But. Like his mother said, he did celebrate life. What people don't know is when he was down at Roasted, when he would come and we would hang out at Roasted for hours. We would spend hours. He would be sitting, I would be sitting here on a computer, he'd be sitting there. Mm-hmm. And we talk about anything and everything about art and poetry and business and downtown and the black experience and all that other good stuff. Hi, Joe. Did you just die on us? Your head's hitting the Q there.
Q.
You all right? Hydro? I think Hydro died on us. Oh. More chat in the room, the farther you go up the ladder. Are you sure that's hydroponic? You sound retarded this morning. Oh. Anyway, so, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so, I'm looking forward to are we going to go to the Sammy, the Trayvon Martin thing today?
Yeah, what he's saying is, the more chat that's going on, the farther up the line. You could have 100 fucking people out there, but if nobody's chatting, you'll be in last place. The more chat moves you up in the line on Vaughn.
I see.
Well, I do have. Well, maybe the chatting part. I have something for the people in the chat room. It's a question. I know it's kind of unconventional, at least for our show, but it was just a question that's been just gnawing me for the last 24 hours. Because a friend of mine who has cold feet about marrying, he was talking about divorce and stuff like that, and I guess one of the reasons why he don't want to get married because he doesn't want to get divorced. And we had a long conversation about that.
That's retarded.
And the thing is, and Warren Ballantyne, who's a talk show host, he had I guess this adult question of the day, and I actually answered it myself. And basically, he was telling, fellas, please be honest. Do men fear marriage? So, if there's anyone in the chat room, do you believe this question? Do men fear marriage?
All right, first of all, to have that thought of, I don't want to get married because I'm going to get divorced, sounds to me like the guy who just got his driver's license and says, I'm not going to buy a new car because I'm afraid I'm going to crash it. Who the hell is going to, that's just stupid thinking. Because why would you be afraid of crashing your car?
Well, a lot of reasons. Well, see, the thing is this,
cheap car. Doesn't make any sense.
Here's what
are you going to defend this position? It sounds like it.
Hell yeah! And
I'll
tell you why.
Married. That's why you're not married.
And that's why I'm not divorced either, like you.
Well, you know
Look,
what?
Here's the question,
You
okay?
would have been divorced. You would have been divorced. For goddamn sure you would have been divorced with that attitude.
Yeah. I probably would, because I'm not going to be fucking broke. Anyway, the thing is this: it's not people. A lot of people here. Look, let me finish my thought. Yeah. The thing is, men don't have a commitment issue. We have a housing issue because during the because guess what?
Women.
No, we're fear of getting set up by women.
Finish your point.
And the courts. Because the bottom line is this: look. I don't want to live the rest of my remaining years in a cardboard box or under a bridge. because someone doesn't love me anymore, and all of a sudden because of that they get rewarded by taking my house and half my stuff, and I have to live the rest of my life.
But don't you have
What do you think
a
happened?
contract
See?
that's called?
Ex-Ed.
No, don't you have a contract? Listen, Ed and I went through this hell. All right.
No.
But-
Talk about my marriage. She got everything.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Every
don't
guy
they have
works-
something
she
called
does.
prenuptial? I mean, you could sit down with a woman and say, "You're not getting shit." Here, boom, sign that off.
Well,
That's
for-
why they have prenup.
How many women do you know is going to sign a contract like that and still marry you?
None.
Thank you.
Well, then she
I just-
doesn't love you, I guess.
Well, that's the same thing they say in men. Well, you must don't trust me or don't love me if I have to sign this thing, and then they don't sign it, and then what happens? He's ass out.
What I don't understand, unless you want a family, who needs a marriage? You're right, DS.
Well, then the reason why you have a family, that's just basically if you're gonna get married, why don't you just hump like that's going like we're just freaking hamsters or something?
Wow.
You just have bastard kid after bastard kid after bastard kid. Come on, what civilization do you know where the majority of the kids are born out of wedlock and flourished? Name me one. Hell, name me two, Herb. Name me two.
Well, name me 2 women that you've had a date with in the last 10 years. How's that? I mean, this is the reason why you're putting yourself in a box by thinking this way.
I can name 2.
Well,
Can you?
all right. Well, you're putting yourself in a box by this fear of, I don't want to
It's not
wind
a
up
fear.
paying a
It's
woman.
just fear of getting
what?
shafted.
You might as well cut your penis off because you're never going to get married with that attitude. I mean, I took a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Here I was living the life of a homosexual, and I decided I'm going to marry someone that I fell in love with. And there were no strings attached. No strings attached. I took the risk. At least I did it. I had the balls to do it. Unlike some people I know that are all setting up all this fear around them. Oh, I'm afraid to. Well,
I'm not afraid of getting married. I'm afraid of living in a fucking swamp. That's what.
You're not going to live in a swamp. That's
Oh,
stupid.
please. I'm going to write, this is what I said. And I got 5 likes, by the way. It says, not that men fear marriage, they fear divorce. Men don't want to live their last years. Men don't want to live their last years in a cardboard box. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Men don't want to live their last years in a cardboard box after they give away their house or have their stuff to their exes during the divorce. Unless they're billionaires, most men don't benefit in marriage compared to women, and they benefit even less in divorce.
Yeah. Well, Diaz said, marry a rich woman and sue her for alimony. There you go. Anyway.
They'll take your case.
All right.
Yes, that's the thing. They take your case.
Listen, you brought up the subject, okay? I didn't. This is a subject that I don't touch because obviously I wasn't good at being married. So I'm not going to sit here. But I will tell you this. Now, I would have your attitude in saying, I don't want to be married because, first of all, she ain't got shit to get. Either way.
Well, yeah.
I'm not worried about it, But my issue of not getting married again has to do, it's not meant for everybody. Marriage is not for everybody. I realized, 5 years into my marriage, that shit, I should have never been married. Just like I said earlier. I had said it for years, I would say. I can never get married. I will never get married. Don't ever say never. Because it just so happened that I did. And it fucked up big time. But it was because I was, and she as well, were not good for each other. We were both too much the same. So you've got to find a woman.
That's why they say opposites attract.
Opposites attract. Yes, good time. I became a Christian when I was 28 years old. And left all of that. Became celibate for over 15 years. Nothing. With nobody. I was just walking around as a minister. I didn't do shit with anybody or anything.
Yeah.
That helped.
Okay, if
That
you're
helped.
broke, I'll say this: if you're broke and you in love with it, go ahead and marry, because she filed for divorce. Like, what you gonna get? Half of nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you broke, but if you rich, probably may not be a good idea.
Actually,
I'm
Nicole,
just
taco or burrito. The problem that I have is I like them both. How's that? Taco and burrito. How's that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Anyway, the divorce one, 50%, 25% tolerate bad marriages. I was in that 25.
Mm-hmm.
I was in, what, 50 or 25%? Which one is it? 15% separate, 5% turn gay, 5% stray. Don't matter who you love, just love. Thank you. Don't get married. That's it. So Irv is gay or not? Hydro, I'm confused. Why are you so interested, Hydro? I am nothing right now. I'm not into it.
But
any of it.
But that's
But yes, I am or was bisexual. How's that?
Yeah, that is the dilemma. See, I mean, I don't. The thing with marriage is people think it's not for everybody. That's like when they always say, "Well, college isn't for everybody," and that's usually an excuse that you have, at least in the black community. Well, it's not for everybody. That's just a European standard and stuff like that. Yeah. So in other words, you just have just kids out of wedlock and all this type of stuff, which is kind of which doesn't benefit the man either, because basically you're just stuck with 18 years of child support, but especially if you're living. You're not living with the mother,
and that's
a whole other story
fear,
right there.
I don't understand the fear because it's like I said, you don't go out and say get a license and then say I'm going to go buy a secondhand car because I'm afraid if I buy a new car I'm going to crash it. That's stupid.
No, it's not a fear.
Saying
you're going to get hit by a drunk driver.
Take my money. What kind of shit is that? You're going to box yourself and then fine if that's how you want to be miserable. I mean,
you're gonna be miserable if you broke as hell.
Well, whatever. But why are you thinking that way? Is my point. Why are you thinking that?
Because I don't want to be asked out.
Well, marry an Indian woman then. She got a lot of money. She can dance and they can live in the streets. What are you
watching
Bollywood?
Man, she's just ignorant ass. You just trying
ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
You trying to pull an Ed on me?
I'm not trying to pull an Ed on you. What I'm trying to tell you is, I want you to be with a girlfriend and get married. I know you're miserable being single. I mean, I know you are. You want to be married. But you're setting up.
But I don't want. Yeah, but I don't want people. I don't want any woman to think of my niceness or gentleness as a form of weakness.
Well, why don't you have faith and just let it flow, bro? Instead of being like setting up all these walls around you, saying, "Well, you're gonna have to be like this." Why don't you first of all meet somebody and then let it flow? And you don't fall in love like automatic. That love at first sight shit is an illusion. Because I had that same experience. I looked at my ex-wife and I said, I'm going to marry that woman. It was like love at first sight. It wasn't love at first sight. It was desire, wanting to jump headlong. Because all of my friends were getting married. And I was turning into a single brother after about 10 years as a Christian. Everybody was getting married but me. And so later on I figured out it wasn't because I was in love. It wasn't love at first sight. It's because I was freaking desperate. Now, you on the other hand, you are in the opposite realm. You're leery about it. Oh, I don't want to get caught up. I don't want to do that. Well, you keep doing that. You'll just remain single and be like Howard you have now. Go walk around in a bathrobe and have a bunch of girls around you. You never be married. That's it. Bottom line. I think two people should live with one another a year or more before thinking about marriage. There you go. Thank you, Randall. Because you don't know them until you live with these women. The thing is, there's prenup, and if she really loves you and you really love her, and you really have your fear, she would understand your fear. And she would abide by that. If not, screw you, get the hell out of here. We're not married then. Well, I'm not going to sign nothing. As long as you don't sign a prenup. Because that's one of my fears or whatever. Maybe later on you'll take that contract and rip it up to shreds, who knows. But if you're going to put those hedges around you, it's never going to happen, Derek. Take it from me. I know. It's never going to happen if all you do is fear. It's like the person.
It's not even about the fear itself.
Jumping in the water.
It's the ramifications of the court system. That's what it is, and it's always going to be favoring the woman. I mean, what do you think? 75% of the divorces are filed by the women. It's a win-win situation if you, because unless she's paying for besides paying for the wedding dress, what does she pay for? Nothing. She gets the ring from the boyfriend. Her parents pay for the wedding, and if the marriage goes south, who's paying for the divorce legal fees? The soon-to-be ex-husband and child support and alimony.
Well, you're smart enough to say, you know what? Since you have that fear, why don't you set aside a separate bank account and say, I'm going to save this money in case I got a divorce that I got to pay for it. I mean, there's all sorts of ways of dealing with this shit. And
then the judge will get that, and then she will get that too, because they're trying to take whatever you make.
Put it in somebody else's name.
I'm just saying, Fred Arsenault on this post on Facebook said the same thing. Says men don't fear commitment or marriage; they fear the negative ramifications that come with it. Once married, many women feel emboldened to act out.
Where is this information taken from that you're reading?
Where is this information?
No, it's from.
Just
want to make sure. You're trying to be.
It's a gay site. Don't get married. Yeah, right.
But
Actually, gay guys are getting
it says
married.
Once married. Once married, not all, but many women feel emboldened to act out, nag, and tear down a man's spirit. We fear making the mistake of choosing the wrong person. That's the real.
3% Derek, you're around the wrong women. If you marry a working woman, alimony is not a consideration.
Okay. It says they fear making a mistake of choosing the wrong person. Most send their representatives while dating, but their true nature is revealed when the law now stands beside them. The benefits of marriage have become far more elusive to men, basically.
All right, well, there you go.
Well, I tell you, my marriage was fine. I had everything, man. I mean, you've seen the cars I used to drive.
Yeah.
The house I had. I was rolling. I let her mother move in.
Oh, see, that third party thing. Third parties are the ones that mess it up. You ever seen that movie, Not Easily Broken?
Getting fucked by your mother-in-law?
No, but that's what it should.
My mother-in-law's an axe murderer?
That should have been the real title of the movie. Getting screwed over by your mother-in-law. Where basically the husband and wife, starring Taraji P. Nelson and Morris Chestnut.
If you marry an Indian girl, the whole family moves in.
There you go. By the way,
I'm back to square one now. See,
Ohio Norm.
You like curry?
Well, yeah, I like curry.
Ohio Norm.
Like curry all the time?
Yeah. Ohio Norm says that he where the hell is it? He had a very good point. Something about liking young. There you go. I was married young, divorced 17 years later, realizing all I was in lust. I love especially 19-year-old, steady as, if not, and great. It's
so
not
basically
love.
steady booty.
Yeah. You want an Indian girl, right? So
she doesn't have to be. She doesn't have to be Indian.
Like
she just got to be cute.
10 Indian girls lined up. Okay, scratch the dot on her forehead.
There you go.
And whichever one will reveal the winner.
Exactly. Scratch and sniff.
Jeez, man, that's just wrong, man.
All I'm saying, George Zimmerman's fat bitch ex-wife was just on the Today Show. She's now, for no reason whatsoever, going on about George is an asshole and making their divorce a national headline. Of course, she wants money. She wants a reality show. That fat pig, Miss Piggy, is a bitch.
The Good Times says a fleshlight doesn't take your money and move in with a meth head.
There you go.
I think he speaks from experience.
Anyway. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of these guys have been divorced like us, Ed, yes. Right? Good time. A fleshlight doesn't make your money and move in with a bad head. Okay.
You know what a fleshlight
If you are too afraid to divorce, to have a relationship, you'll be lucky to have one. There you go. If you are too afraid to divorce to have a relationship, you'll be lucky to have one.
Wait, you know a fleshlight? Not a flashlight.
Yeah.
You know what a fleshlight is?
No.
Fleshlight.
Yeah, it's like a flashlight.
Male version of a dildo. Except the opening has got the little rubber thing.
That's
see,
for JJ.
This is what happens for so many
Yeah,
years.
pocket putty. Yeah, that's it.
So basically, you're fucking a fleshlight.
The point, I never talk this kind of garbage because for many years, first of all, I don't like sex talk, believe it or not. I have a hard time with it. I don't like sex shows and all that. So all these terminologies are all new to me. Whatever. Like flex light, whatever.
Three Bears, you're definitely right. Yes. You need an equal, not someone looking for a stepping stone. Somebody not looking to be saved.
Exactly. And the thing is, I mean, look, Derek, I'm not saying that what you're thinking is so off the keister now. But my concern is that if you keep thinking that way, you're never going to get married. It's never going to happen. You're never going to have a girlfriend. It's never going to happen.
That's what
you're going to wind up with all these women around you. But Derek's so afraid that, get that off.
That's a fleshlight.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, that is kind of...
Actually, it looks like an ice cream cone.
Oh, you want to lick it?
God.
Hey, you're getting better at the time.
Anyway, I will never be married for several reasons. All right, Dwight Eisenhower is talking now, former president. I will never be married for several reasons. I'm not very attractive, and the marriage will be ended due to infidelity and the fact that the courts favor women. And that's what Derek is saying. That is exactly what Derek is saying. Well, the fact that the courts favor women. Yeah, that's what I meant. Mm-hmm. And but here's the thing. Why set yourself up with that kind of thinking? You're never going to get anywhere. It's just like the young man who is standing by the pool that never tried swimming, right? Mm-hmm. And here's this swimmer like that kid that smokes marijuana. What's his name? The big
Snoop Dogg?
The big gold medal winner.
Well, Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Phelps gets in the water and swims. And let's say there's a Michael Phelps training this kid. Mm-hmm. The kid's not going to be able to learn how to swim by staring at him from the pool side. He's got to get his ass in the water. You're not going to learn whether there are women or experiences like the one that you fear until you get into one. You can't stand at courtside saying, I'm learning how to swim by staring at him, but I'm afraid to get in the water. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. And what you're doing is you're learning from others, their bad experience, and now because of what you see, you're afraid to jump in the water and swim for yourself. Well, guess what? It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You're never going to swim. You're never going to learn how to swim by standing at the courtside in fear of jumping in the water. You're going to have to do it. Mm-hmm. Just like I thought. I didn't know that I knew how to, whether I was going to be a good husband. I thought I was going to be a good husband, and for some years I was a good husband. I used to take a lot of shit from my ex-wife. Big time. Big freaking time. But I wasn't. In the long term. I wasn't. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm divorced. And but at least I had the balls to do it. At least I had the guts to do it. At least I had the faith to do it. I wasn't afraid putting up... And me being so fearful of just about anything lost all that shit. I have faith in God that He'll work it out. And I said in the end, even if it doesn't work out, then you know what? It's not the end of the world. I had my time with my ex-wife. We had good times. We had bad times. And it didn't work out. She tried to get money from me. And I said, go ahead. I'm like a freaking Jesuit priest. Where are you going to grab money from? Where? There's no money. Besides that, you're the one that ran up all the freaking debt.
Yeah.
So it's your freaking debt, even though she put it in my name. And she had the audacity, and of course she also had the ability to change her name back to her own name. So Ms. Martinez doesn't even exist anymore. Yeah. So we co-signed on some of the loans. Guess what? I got dumped with all that debt. Not her. Because now she's going by another freaking name. And now she remarried for a third time. She's got another name, so she's even further away from that debt. Yeah. So believe me, if anybody knows about it.
Do you know the 4 types of sex? Are you familiar with them?
What?
The 4 types of sex. House sex. When you're newly married, you have sex all over the house. When you're bedroom sex is where you do it in the bedroom. Hall sex is when you walk by each other and say, fuck you in the morning. And courtroom sex, when her and her lawyer fuck you at every dime you ever had.
Bam.
Whatever. Anyway, everybody is banging on marriage. I am happy with mine. If I got divorced and went broke tomorrow, I've been there and will rise again. Thank you, Rudy. That's how, in a sense, I feel. And this is after the shit that I went through. You haven't even done it. And you're fearing stuff that you never even experienced. While I experienced it, and I'm telling you, it's not such a big deal.
Well, guess what? I never had an autopsy before. I don't want to get one of those either.
Well, you're going to get one eventually.
Yeah, not right now, but I'm just saying.
Not everybody has an autopsy.
Yeah.
It depends.
Well, yeah, Jimmy Hoffa never had an autopsy.
No, I'm saying if you die from natural causes, it depends if the family wants an autopsy or all that shit.
Yeah, I think people just marry just so they can look normal and stable.
Autopsies are not required.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Rudy had sex with his wife's sister.
But I think lobotomies should be.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Either way, all right, enough of this subject. All this is doing is bringing up my old days of being married. It's making me embittered. Now I want to go shoot somebody.
Now, Tower London's out there. We've been working on him for a while.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
Let's, let me see. A family man. All right, who is this? Okay, hold on. All right, positive news about downtown. Downtown businesses are making and thriving. Shit, I was there yesterday. It seemed like it was dead again. But, yeah, that's what they say. Businesses in downtown Macon are seeing a lot of foot traffic. And that's a good thing, according to Main Street Macon. Kevin Reeves says his coffee shop is a one-of-a-kind in Macon and Middle Georgia. We have to go there. The Taste and See coffee owner had said his doors open since the middle of August. And he says customers are constantly coming in to check things out. Downtown Macon didn't have anything like this, and we wanted to bring... That's bullshit. Downtown Macon did have a roasted coffee shop. So cut the bullshit, Mr. Reeves. I mean, your shop is nice. I like it. But I haven't gone and visited it because I'm a roasted guy. But don't say downtown never had something like this. You're full of shit. Frickin' Roast has been in business over almost 2 years now. Moron. Anyway, Taste and See is one of the 12 new businesses in the area. Reeves says the effort to improve downtown attracted him to open up a shop. Main Street Macon held their annual meeting Monday to talk about the past fiscal year and what things went right and wrong. Mayor Robert Rickett thinks the goal of downtown is to be a hub city. Rickett says the city has worked to expand downtown. And let me see. Finally, we have rotated it on a near linear axis. So it opens up. And now we're connecting the conference center on the other side of the river to the government center, the business center, to the medical center. So I guess he's going from the side of the Centerplex over to downtown, over to and up to Mercer University. And so that whole area, that whole swath area is now being revitalized. Oh, hello, Anthony. Tower of London is on. The Coffee Connection down there before any of them. Not many remember the Coffee Connection. Well, they're no longer connected. They're gone. Joshua Cup. They went out of business. Joshua Cup went out of business because they were either too religious or too expensive, and they were both. They were both. And I lived right next door to Joshua Cup. And it was the smell of their coffee that used to wake me up every morning. and their businesses were flourishing. What happened after that is beyond me, because that place was always packed. But it was when they redid it, when they did that refurbishing of Joshua Cup, that somehow it lost its feel. It lost something. It turned into, it looked like, it went from looking like Grandma's house to looking like Uncle Tom's house, with just ugly. It just went ugly. Plus, they got rid of those delicious, incredible sandwiches they used to sell. Although they were very expensive, they were great.
Yeah.
They were some of the best sandwiches I've tasted while in Macon, Georgia. Way better than Quizno. I mean, they
were sub sandwiches.
There was sub sandwich. They give them to you in a box. It was delicious. And then all of a sudden, they refurbished the place. They got rid of the food and only had coffee and bad tasting crumpets or whatever they call that shit. All this cake that you never saw in your life. Like, who eats that? Somebody that's desperate. They'll eat cardboard. And believe me, some of the dessert tasted like it. They were not good. They just took something that was great and they rammed it down the toilet. That's why they went out of business. The MPD precinct on Cherry Street, what used to be the Coffee Connection. All right, Anthony, I wasn't here. It was the spot that is now the MPD precinct. Oh, is that right? Is that the one in? Is that the one at the Dempsey? My point being is that the guy obviously does not know Macon if he does not remember the Coffee Connection. Oh yeah, that place. I know what you're talking about. Oh, Dwight Eisenhower is your local yokel. Yeah, no shit, that was a coffee shop? That was a small one then.
Yeah.
The place isn't big. There's a little shithole in at the Dempsey. Yeah. Anyway, go figure. They go from a coffee shop to a police precinct. I guess they like the smell.
Yeah.
They like the smell of the walls that the coffee permeated. Who knows? Maybe there were just too many dead people dying at the Dempsey, and they said they were afraid to have any kind of food in that establishment. You got all that dead bodies always in those rooms.
You think the microbes and maggots
all
and stuff
the
would have been eating all
killing
over
people.
Eating all the decomposed bodies.
Yeah, I really have no clue when you start talking about stuff in Macon. Dwight, just stick around. I bet you Dwight is a local guy pretending, just like they do here in Macon. They pretend that they're stupid, but they're not. They just act stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the police, we got some brand news here from Tom George, WMAZ News. Says that Officer Alfred McCoy of the Macon Police has eyes in the back of his head when it comes to spotting license plates of stolen cars. And that's because of that.
Oh, that's the one that you're talking about this morning?
Yeah, because of a new high-tech system installed in the back of his cars with cameras that can instantly capture people's license plate numbers. There are 5 such units on cars in the Macon Police. The units are manufactured by LSAG North America, and each costs around $21,000. Wow. And they're placed on the backs of patrol cars at different angles so plates can be captured whether the car is stopped or moving. And the system is synced with a computer which updates Georgia's hot list of stolen cars and can also check for people with warrants or expired tags. Before, McCoy says he would never know if a car was stolen unless he pulled them other for doing something else like speeding. While the system is a useful tool for catching stolen vehicles, it also scans everyone else who drives past them. Macon Police spokeswoman Jamie Gardette says the department isn't sure how long the data is stored in the system and referred us to the LSAG company. They did not return our call. And the Macon law professor says the data and storing and scanning of innocent drivers raises questions about privacy. Said that these, says that it does seem that searching involves canvassing and blanketing all kinds of data, and that's really not constitutional. scanning all these people's license plates.
Neither is the NSA. Consider they're invading our privacy, but they still do it.
Yeah. McCoy says he hasn't caught any stolen vehicles yet, but says some of his fellow officers in other precincts have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go. More police, in a sense, police brutality. Mm-hmm. They're brutal. I'm telling you, they want to stop everybody from existing. Everybody needs to become a police officer.
Yeah.
Policing their own neighborhoods. I'm telling you, this is going to be a Mad Max world, folks. Remember that. It's a Mad Max world.
It's going to turn into Thunderdome?
Not a Mad world. It's a Mad Max world. Yeah, Thunderdome.
Did you see the vehicle they wanted to get for Warner Robins? The combat vehicle?
Yeah, the big Tink looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Anyway.
police are turning into a paramilitary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of time.
By the way, Anthony, you and I talked about Daniel Muhammad. There is a funeral happening on October 7th, and it looks like, because they haven't picked a definite location, although they want you to give donations to both the Tubman Museum and Bentley Funeral Home, the same place where Junebug was mourned, just so you know. And also tonight at Shadows, they're going to have that Poetic Peace show in honor of Daniel Muhammad. And Jackie is asking for $10 prior and $15 at the door. Just to give you an update on that, Tower, since you and I were talking about this yesterday, and when is the funeral? All right. To be honest, most local places are overrated. They're hyped in local media, so the town is known for something.
Okay.
You're right. Thank you, Dwight. Alrighty then.
And they're off.
And by the way, I still got the piece of your cigar here, Anthony. Look at that.
Make it last like taffy.
Yeah, it's like taffy.
It's 64 degrees outside in Macon, Georgia. It's cloudy with a chance of storms and showers, with a high of 81 degrees and a low of 57. It's 9 o'clock here at the Nut House here. You're watching the Morning Roast with Irv Ed DB. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Guys, you know, you say a gram of Coke only lasts me about 3 minutes? It's exactly what it sounded like he said.
Very interesting.
Will last you a few hours, but a gram of cocaine will last me only 3 minutes.
You know, it's funny. I didn't see this video, and I said this is why Rodman goes over there. In fact, and then they say it. It's the first time that I ever was in sync with Fox News. And by the way, that woman that with that Joker mouth, as you said.
Yeah, the one with the strong, manly looking jawline.
I mean, that's all shots that they put in. These white women come out looking like that other female that looks like the Afghan Ann Coulter with no lip.
Yeah, and the Man Coulter, the one where they got that great big freaking Adam's apple.
Yeah, and meanwhile, look, and this is what happens, folks. They always want to be what they cannot be. You know, when it comes to white women, they love to get a tan so they can look, and yet they're racist bitches. But they want to be dark. And now they want to have big butts, big breasts, and big gigantic lips. So in a sense, it's almost like what is that? The poetic justice. Speaking of poets, poetic justice. Yeah, they don't like black women, but they want to look like them.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't see black people taking their clothes off and making angels in the snow to make ourselves lighter. I mean, that doesn't work. I mean, if it did, we would have gotten our freedom a long time ago. I'm just saying.
Anyway, she has horrible looking lips. They are Joker lips. They scan across her face.
Why so serious? Batman, you complete me.
Let her kiss Dennis Rodman's pink lips. You know, Dennis Rodman.
I mean, if that's,
don't
if
you
that's
hate that?
yeah, I mean, if they got a meth lab in there because they don't have any natural resource, they have no oil, no diamonds. That's why the United States aren't bombing the heck out of
So they
North
make
Korea.
the meth and then they boil the meth and they have oil.
Yeah.
That's what meth really turns out to be. It's really like an oily shit, I guess.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Vaseline oil. It's not oil you can put in your car or something like that, you know.
Well, that it happens the same way too, Anthony. Yeah, everybody wants to be, like I said, everybody wants to be what they are not. If you have, you see me, sometimes I wish I had hair.
Tower,
but then if I had it, I wouldn't give a shit about it.
And I agree with you to a certain extent, but you have to agree. It's not they're trying to whiten up, maybe exotic up or Asian up, because the hair that the black women get on their heads are Asian hair, mostly from the Philippines, mostly from India and the Philippines and Korea. So yeah.
Sotomayor explains it best.
Yeah,
hey, Irv, I didn't know that Irv was a fan of Sotomayor.
Yeah.
That's cool. Anyway, Sotomayor, let me tell you, boy, you think I'm honest and, brutally honest.
Oh, yeah, this
I
guy
couldn't touch
brutally
that
honest.
son of a bitch with a 10-foot pole. He goes off.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes even me.
He really makes Irv look like the Pope, for real.
No, I would literally. I swear to you. I watch this guy, Sotomayor, and I'm sitting there going, oh my freaking, what the hell?
It was like, dang,
This guy, some of the shit that he said is so on it.
Yeah,
but you don't want to hear it.
When you make Irv go, hey man, you're hurting people's feelings, man. That's what you do.
He doesn't give a rat's ass, and neither do I in a lot of ways. You take a look at some of my videos. Oh, by the way, Miss Elaine Lucas.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you this morning because I'm a little bit upset with you. All right? Elaine sends me an invite on Facebook. Join my show. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Da-da-da. I blow back a personal message saying, Elaine, I'd like you to be on my show.
Excuse me.
And or, can I be on your show?
Here.
And she says, can't do that. We're opening up on Friday. I'm a magician. I just made him disappear. She said, I can't do that. We're opening up on Friday. Okay. First of all, you never answered my second question. I asked if I could be on your show. You obviously don't want me on your show. And for whatever reason, here you are sending me invites to your show, but you won't come on my show. So guess what? I'm going to go back and decline your invitation. How's that? And I don't understand why. Either you're afraid to come on the show, or in a sense, you really don't like my ass, but you pretend that you do. And or both. Am I right? I mean, why would you invite somebody to their show, and then when they invite you to their show, they turn you down? Well, you know what? Bangu. Well, what can I do? I'm not going to go. I'm not going to listen to your show. I still love you, but I can love you from a distance. I don't need to go there.
Now, that thing that they have in the Trayvon Martin forum at Mercer is going to be at the Law Building or some other building?
That's a good question. We could find out. But anyway, Harvey, you know Harvey, who wrote the Paper Trail, what was it, Paper Puzzle, the book, The Paper Puzzle. I hear it's a great book, by the way.
Okay.
And he said, Irv, make sure that maybe he sent the idea out. Well, maybe you guys could bring up the Junebug incident. And I said, that's exactly what I'm going to do. He said to me, keep it real. And I said to him, that's exactly what I do. I keep it so real that people freak out on me. They get mad at me because they can't handle the truth. This is kind of what Sotomayor goes through.
Yeah. You can't handle the truth.
They can't handle it. They can't handle it. Right, Anthony? Yeah, people can't handle Anthony because it's true. Some of the shit that he says is outlandish. But just like Sotomayor, he hits a nerve.
Yeah.
He hits a nerve, and people can't stand it.
Right.
But, Anthony's got the bronze and the strength to be able to kick somebody's ass. So nobody's going to do what they do to me. Mm-hmm. What they say to me. What resolution do you set your software out to broadcast? I have no clue, Bread. Welcome, Bread. Bread.
Oh, yeah. I guess
wasn't there a band named Bread?
Yeah. Back in the late '60s.
Wow.
Had that one song. Yeah.
But Bread, you can go to Vaughn Live and speak to Mark Vaughn.
Yeah, Mark Vaughn.
And he'll be able to answer all your questions. He's pretty good at all the shit. Mm-hmm. All I do is sit here and bullshit all morning for 3 hours with Derek. And I have no freaking clue how to do any of this. Although Ed may. If you send a IM to Ed may know the answer to that question. Mm-hmm. Ed's our IT genius. Whatever. Anyway, what else? Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about the Chinese doctor who did a nose job on a guy on his forehead?
No, I never heard about it.
Check this out. Look at that picture. Ed, I have a picture that I sent you. Can you put that up so people can see it? I want to tell you, it was put on, where was it? The Inquisitor. And some of the comments that came out were hysterical. I was laughing all last night watching this, reading some of the things that people put on. I mean, this shit was cruel.
Where's the picture?
The picture of the Chinese guy with the nose on his forehead. I sent it to you yesterday.
You sent it to me yesterday?
I sent it to you, yeah. Yeah, it's on your IM. I mean, on your...
FB, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy must have been an asshole. I don't know who you're talking about, but... Anyway, the Chinese doctors place this, behold, a thinking man's nose job.
No, that's what I got from you was retracing Daniel's steps.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't send me anything.
If you look on MAZ, it's on there.
And what is it?
It's Chinese doctors grow a new nose on a man's forehead. And Chinese doctors are growing a replacement nose on the forehead of a 22-year-old man injured in a car accident last year. According to Reuters report picked up by the news organizations, the technique reportedly at first updates a common practice in reconstructive surgery, doctors say. Mm-hmm. The patient, nicknamed Axiolian, whatever.
Xiaolan, yeah.
Yeah. Received only basic treatment in 2012 and could not afford surgery. His nose has become so badly infected that it cannot be saved. The doctors in the Fujian province decided to try a novel approach, which was growing a nose, which was taken about 9 months. The man's doctors placed tissue expanders, which create space to stretch the skin under the man's forehead and create a rough shape of a nose, probably using screws and plates. Then they harvested cartilage from his ribs to fill in the nose. Once the nose is ready, they will rotate the entire assemblage, skin, blood vessels, cartilage, and all, and move the new nose to where his current nose sits. And let me just say this, folks. Oh, Ed's got it up. Thank you, Ed.
Wow, that's gonna be kind
Now-
of hard. He can smell what he's thinking.
Yeah, well, let me just say this. Some of the comments that were on Facebook were hysterical. I was reading this. It's got about 1,500 different comments, and all of them. Some of them, of course, were people saying, how disgusting, how terrible you are. You people are cruel and this and that. Mm-hmm. And I was laughing even at that because people get so so self-righteous. Like, don't make fun. But my comment was that he would be good at snorkeling. I mean, just imagine if he would
Snorkeling.
yeah, I mean, he can swim underwater and still breathe like a blowhole, like a whale.
So he'd be like, what, the new Aquaman or something?
Yeah, and so, I mean, these comments were hysterical, folks. You have to if you go on Facebook, look up The Inquisitor. Actually, try to get it off of Facebook or get it off my site or on the Morning Roast site. If you go on the Morning Roast site, you'll see all the comments that were made on Facebook about this guy's nose job. Yeah, if you want to be nosy, get on my site.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, like I said, some of the comments were cruel but funny as hell.
Yeah, just straight deep. Yeah, deep. sea
Yeah, and
diving.
he could drown if it rains was another one. Snorkelhead. All right, guys, come up with a caption.
How does he blow his noses? How does he snort coke?
I don't know.
Does he pick them both at the same time?
Well, people were upset because Inquisitor make a caption for this picture, and of course,
if his
people
nose
were
start
going
running,
crazy.
would he get a headache? You know.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, folks.
Who mows your nose hairs?
I tell you, he took one hell of a punch.
Yeah.
He could drown if it rains. Snorkelhead. All right, guys, come up with a caption. Nose head. Go blow your forehead.
Go blow your forehead.
The guy must have been an asshole. I don't get it. Come on, he can't breathe. Throw it yet for cry eye.
Wow.
Huh?
You can't.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my Facebook because I'm gonna find. Where the hell is my Facebook?
You don't
Oh,
have
here
it.
it is.
Okay.
Okay, here's my Facebook. Now here's some of the comments that were made. Very briefly here. Of course, some of them, how dare you make a contest making fun of an individual that is different than you. Shame on you. Oh, you self-righteous asshole. And, one of them called him pig-headed.
Oh, man.
He's pig-headed. Another comment that was made was, let me see, my sinuses are giving me a headache. Or what does he do if it rains? I can smell a headache coming on. Do that. Let me see. What a snob. His nose is so high.
Man.
A whole new meaning to nose up in the air. Sneezy is my name and Kleenex is my game. He knows what you're thinking. I smell a headache coming on. Let me say, oh my God. I found Michael Jackson's nose. Hey, you smell that? That's not fun. Oh my God. He's head and nose above the rest.
Oh, man.
I can smell what's cooking before anybody else. Jesus. I mean, some of these are really funny.
Can you smell me now?
Can you smell what the roast is doing? I bet he's nosy swine on the slide.
Oh, my goodness.
Forget him. He turns his nose up at everything.
Oh man.
I just know something wrong. I'm sure he'll get free surgery and lots of media attention. Want to know what happened to this guy? Nobody knows. Better than having his nose up someone's ass. And finally, gee, my hair smells terrific. There you are. Sorry. Anyway, that's just some of the comments that were made.
Hey, Ann has one. Ann has one. That's a good one. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? The shadows knows.
There you go. And Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Yeah, I saw that one was on there too. I bet you were on there, Rudy.
That was nice.
Who knows best? Come on, he can't breathe. Okay, well, what the hell? All right, let's not talk about Edward Snowden, Guybrush, because he's not been in the news lately. What is there to say about Edward Snowden other than old news?
Who knows best?
The son of a bitch is in Russia. What happened to him?
Wow.
Am I right, Guybrush? What's there to talk about Edward Snowden? Why don't you give us something new to talk about, other than what we already know? Is there anything new to report?
He's still in Russia, that's what we know.
Nothing new. All right. Head cheese. Yeah, talk about head cheese. Head sneeze.
Yeah. That is kind of nasty. Gee, my hair
Too much or too much?
Gee, my hair smells terrific. That is good. Talk about some...
Oh, by the way, if maybe, Guybrush, maybe we can mention that Edward Snowden
or
stuck his nose where he shouldn't have.
Yeah, or Edward Snowden.
Yeah, Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
How's that one, Guybrush? You like that one?
Oh, man.
Hydroponic. Michelle Stacy says, good morning, and he said, stay on topic, Michelle.
Okay.
Poor Michelle.
Yeah, remember, it played a trailer, or at least a trailer of the movie The Need for Speed that was filmed earlier this year, this summer.
Yeah.
They said that the movie is supposed to come out next year.
Why so long?
Well, they got it, they got it edited and all that stuff.
Yeah, Anthony, why does it take... Yeah, do you mean Edward Snowden then? Anthony, why does it take a movie over a year? I mean, all right, they got a lot of special effects, but you're able to put out something like, freaking overnight, like you did with your Spider-Man mayoral candidate commercial, like you did with the roasted commercial, like you did with the sandwich shop, what is that, the Greek Deli commercial. Yeah. You're able to put this shit out like that with special effects and all, and yet these scumbags take a year. Why is that?
Because Ant's film is like no more than like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. It's Need for Speed. This is a 2-hour movie. 2 hours. That's a long time. And plus you want a budget when you try to use as little special effects as possible. I mean, you can use it. And the bigger the film is, the more
I still don't know what the plot is about, other than people speeding.
Yeah.
Like, what is the purpose of him ramming his car down a road at 150 miles an hour? What is the whole premise of this movie? A lot of it has to do with the time that they want to put it out. The completion has a lot to do with it. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very few video games don't do well.
Except that new one that just came out.
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah.
No, the famous one that sold out in like 2 hours.
Which one?
The one that is out now. It just came out.
Do you know who's
Hydro? Hydro. Do you know
Resident Evil? I guess that's the few.
No. Hydro. Do you know the name of the current video game that everybody's masturbating on? Yeah, something of war. No, that's not it.
Call of Duty.
No. Grand Theft Auto. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Speaking of which, I do have a story of that.
Do you? Well, we'll bring it on up because
yes.
people are really going crazy over these video
Speaking of
games.
Fox, it's Fox News Insider. Basically, a Auburn student, a 20-year-old college student, was arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Great story.
Telling cops he wanted to see what it would be like to recreate the hugely popular video game Grand Theft Auto in real life.
All right, did you hear that? This kid is recreating Grand Theft Auto in real life. Don't tell me that freaking video games do not have an effect on society, and especially these kids that love to shoot and kill and run people over.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. Go ahead, Derek.
Police say Zachary Burgess hopped into the driver's seat of a truck that was running in a parking lot with a woman inside. He then slammed into 9 parked cars, and the woman escaped from the truck. When the police arrived early Saturday, they found Burgess pinned to the ground by witnesses who observed the crazy scene. Burgess, who is a lacrosse player at Auburn University, was in town for the Auburn-LSU football game last weekend. He posted $80,000 bond after being charged with theft of a motor vehicle, kidnapping, and 9 counts of hit and run. No one was injured. So he's very lucky that nobody wasn't injured, because he would definitely be in jail.
Well, a hydroponic, I don't know what freaking world you live in. You obviously don't bother watching news and see what the hell's going on. You got kids right now killing their parents, mayhem going on in all over the place with kids using guns, kids wrecking autos. I mean, you ought to take a look at some of the statistics, maybe, to get yourself a little bit educated, and and that way you realize that yes, people are affected, especially these dumb kids today, where they know nothing else about life other than looking at video games and looking at their little iPads and iPods, and they don't even know how to communicate with each other anymore. I mean, Anthony brought up a great point. He's getting off of Facebook and going back to that face-to-face kind of interaction, because people are caught up in this whole freaking world of technology. And don't tell me that it doesn't affect you. That's bullshit. You try to have a conversation with a 14-year-old while I have a freaking iPhone. They won't even look at you. You don't think that has an effect on how they think? Are you out of your freaking mind? We're not robots. I mean, we're stupid human beings that are fallible. And it takes anything. Look at, you grew up loving Superman. You grew up loving Batman. You grew up wanting to be like these guys. Why is that? Because that's what you were given, and that's what you sponged up in your brain, and that's what you wanted to become. Don't tell me it doesn't have an effect on you. That's bullshit. Well, your kid is a freaking out of Mars, all right? Just because your kid doesn't do it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. Don't base your life on one child. Maybe you're doing the better job. Maybe you ought to write a book. And you'll make a lot of money. Because we got a freaking epidemic, folks. These kids are all out of control. Look at what just happened. Just recently, an older son went and stabbed his mother and his little brother to death. And now he's going to get the death penalty. Or they're gonna convict him like an adult. 14 years old. Stabbed his mother and his brother. Wow. Where do you think he gets that from? Do you think they were just born that way? Let me go kill somebody?
He was born that way.
Somehow their minds were polluted. You're right. It's asinine parenting. Well, the parents are giving and allowing these kids to play the game. If a kid is not allowed to play these video games, not allowed to indulge in these horrible, disgusting, killing machine games, maybe we'll get somewhere. But the bottom line is that the parents don't give a shit. The parents are born just as retarded as their kids. I mean, first of all, you're having people now with so much ability to get rid of or prevent of having a kid. People want to have kids for whatever freaking reason. They want to have kids. They want to spit them out like jackrabbits.
Like piss dispensers.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't realize kids are expensive. It's mostly on-the-job training. You don't know how to be a parent until you are one. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so what happens is the bad parent is such a lazy piece of shit that realizes, oh shit, I got this kid and I don't know what to do with him. That they create these ability, they allow these kids to have babysitters known as Grand Theft Auto, known as a video game, known as television programs that perpetuate and glorify and pontificate on ideas that make these kids into killing machines. They think it's cool to go out and shoot somebody and throw them in a dumpster like that one game that they have, where the guy goes around killing people, but in order to win the game, he has to kill them and take them and move their body into a dumpster. Yeah. And when you put it in a dumpster, you get like 100 points. Yeah. It's absolutely horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of games...
Behind the woodshed, what do you mean, Zappa? What are you talking about? Don't come up with a statement in the middle of a thought there. What do you mean by that? There is nothing worse than Grand Theft Auto 5 than there is in any movie that we want. You're right. But that's a point I'm trying to make. It's all around them. It's in the movies. Look at the shows. Look at what's happening, folks. Stop being in freaking denial. Think about it. Look at just even Miley Cyrus with all her over-sexualized, her tongue hanging out like a freaking demon. Doesn't she look like a demon? She had the little horns, the tongue wagging out, and doing all the twerking. A demon freaking child. And that's what they glorify. Look at what they glorify. Kanye West with all his anger. And that big fat jumbo head of his. Mm-hmm. Ugly. That his little kid is gorgeous because of her. Guy looks like a piece of shit. Kanye West. That's what people glorify themselves with. Oh, look at our football guys. They were all on drugs or have guns or have too many women.
Ricky says,
killing each other.
Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, totally violent games.
Yeah, thank you, Rookie. Yeah. All these games. Kanye West is a gay fish. Yeah, well, he's more than a gay fish. Yeah, you know what? I thought about that.
I guess the way Pac-Man would be considered violent because they basically, the ghosts basically chew up. If they catch Pac-Man, he gets chewed up and then he gets shrivels up into him. Yeah, I guess it would be considered violent.
No, I have nephews and nieces, and let me tell you something. They're all angry. For whatever reason, they're all angry. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah. And the ones that aren't, my little sister Gail. My little sister Gail is a year and 10 months younger than I am. She's got 3 beautiful kids. 2 girls and a boy. Incredible kids. You know why they're incredible? Because she made sure that they did their homework, that they stood in school, that they focused in on what's important, on their careers, and she would remind them. She would remind them over and over again, based on the history of my family, that if you don't go to school, you're going to wind up portering in some frickin' restaurant. She made sure of that. And guess what? My little sister Gail works, goes to college as an adult mother. Her kids are not young. I think the youngest one is like 16 years old. Yeah, 16, 17, and 19. The boy being the oldest. No, the girl being the oldest. Nicole. And all her kids are wonderful kids. But then you have my brother's kids, Edwin Mampa, who's been on here on our show. I don't know why he hasn't been showing up. I guess he's mad at me again, which is an illusion once again. My brother gets mad at me for shit that he thinks about 25 years ago. All of a sudden he gets mad again. Shit that happened that I don't even remember. Who knows? Anyway, his kids, some of his kids are very angry. Because they and what do? They do that video game. They love that. They talk about it on Facebook. They do all this shit. There you go. Hi, Joe. What are you doing?
What type of emoticons are these? Sheesh. But I mean,
I know,
but
you're
that's
ODing
what, that's
on the
what you're supposed to.
emotion
Well,
concept.
Irv, that's what you're supposed to do as a parent anyway. I mean, you train your child as to do as a very young age, and they won't stray off from the path. I mean, that's just perfect common sense. I mean, parents do what they're supposed to do. They won't have to go, and even if they do play a video game of Grand Theft Auto, they won't have the urge to actually run over somebody in real life. Just like if they used to have cigarette commercials on TV. The Marlboro Man didn't make me want to smoke some cigarettes.
Exactly. Well, because you're always your own man. But there are kids that don't have. You see, this is what I can't stand that people do. Mm-hmm. Not that you're doing it, but yeah, you're doing it. Which is that you base your opinion on self. Well, I don't do it. Or, my kid doesn't do it. It doesn't matter. Not everybody's like you. There are some weak-minded people. Everybody's different. There are kids that will not be affected. You're right.
Yeah,
by
just
Grand Theft Auto.
On the other hand, but on the other hand, not every size fits all.
Well, exactly. But the problem is that in order to be accepted as a youth in society, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not, if you want to fit in, you're going to have to be this way. And it's that pressure. Remember, it's that pressure to fit in. When they are not fitting in. Because if they don't do it, they're going to be ostracized. That's the problem. You're right. Not one size fits all.
That is why
but
your
they
parents
make
got
sure
to have their back.
Exactly.
When they're in that type of situation.
Yes.
You just can't let them let them be exposed to the wolves. You got to clothe them. You got to shield them. That's what a parent does.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Speaking of games,
which they don't know how to do. Which they don't know how to do.
Yeah.
I mean, parents like yours are an anomaly today. They don't even exist almost today. There are some good parents, but the way your mother and father brought you up is not the way a lot of the parents are making Georgia. If nothing else, you guys are like a freaking anomaly in this place. Because you take a look at the parents.
Yeah.
Right around you.
Like a sideshow. Like a carnival.
That's who are people these days are sissy bitches who are no parenting anymore. Exactly.
Bingo, rookie. Bingo.
There you go.
Speaking of some games and stuff like that, there's week.
We're going to sports now, folks.
Yeah, week 4 is underway for the NFL season. There's a tonight's game. I think there's going to be on the NFL channel or ESPN to check your local cable listings or satellite listings if you have them.
Yes.
The San Francisco 49ers are going to be playing against the St. Louis Rams tonight. The game, I think, or at least the kickoff, will start at 8:30. They probably have a pregame show, so it'll probably start at 8. The kickoff will start at 8:25, 8:30 Eastern Daylight Savings Time on the NFL channel. If you have that on your cable or satellite, check your local listings and see if you have that. The majority of most games of the NFL games are going to be on Sunday, usually Sunday afternoon. And, of course, the NFL game, the Sunday night NBC football game is going to be on Sunday night around 8:30, which will be the New England Patriots versus the Atlanta Falcons. So they're going to be on NBC, and they're going to be playing at Atlanta. So hopefully the Atlanta Falcons will be able to even their record at 2-2.
Yeah.
And plus the Monday night football game is going to be your team, Anthony, the Miami Dolphins versus the New Orleans Saints. That's going to be 8:40 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN Monday night, September 30th. That's my uncle's birthday, and I think that's what I have for football. And other sports news, we have a tragedy. This is in Marietta, Georgia, right here. Former San Diego Chargers and University of Georgia defensive back Paul Oliver committed suicide at his Atlanta area home, according to a medical examiner. Medical coroner said last night. The 29-year-old Oliver was found dead Tuesday night in Marietta, 20 miles northwest of Atlanta. Cobb County Examiner investigator Tom Weaver said. Paul Oliver died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and Cobb County Police Sergeant Dana Pierce has confirmed. Oliver was a 2007 fourth-round supplemental draft pick from the University of Georgia after he was ruled academically ineligible his senior year. He played 4 seasons with the Chargers. His best year was in 2010, where he started in 8 games, had 62 tackles, along with an interception. He moved to the New Orleans Saints in 2011, but was released after training camp. He returned to San Diego for one more season. Chargers quarterback Philip Rivers said it's sad to lose anyone for that matter, but a guy that you played with. He says, I can remember interactions with him like it was yesterday. Oliver was a native of suburban Atlanta. He was also remembered for his career at UGA, where he played from 2004 to 2006. He started all 13 games his final season and finished with 7 interceptions and 4 fumbles in his college career. It is kind of sad that even Coach Mark Richt had something to say about Paul Oliver. He says, it's heartbreaking for me personally, for our staff, for the Bulldog Nation, I'm sure, and obviously his family. He says, I was crushed this morning when I heard it. Quite frankly, I haven't been able to keep it off my mind, to be honest with you. We've got to find a way to reach out and help in any way we can. If there is a way the Bulldog Nation can rally around that family, I hope everybody would be encouraged to do so. The university said that Oliver was survived by his wife Chelsea and 2 children. Funeral arrangements have not been finalized. I wouldn't be, if he's a defensive back, I wouldn't be surprised if he also committed suicide like Junior Seau did, when he shot himself in the heart or something like that, instead of shooting himself in the head, because usually people who are defensive backs, they get smashed all the time. Well, actually they do the smashing, but they damage their body sometimes beyond repair. And many of them have severe brain damage. I'm quite sure he probably killed himself due from the very pain. I mean, who knows? Either from the pain, from his ailments, or probably from brain damage. And maybe he did that so people will actually take more research to check out if his brain actually sustained a lot of brain damage from all that hitting, which I wouldn't be surprised. Also, in news, the St. Louis Cardinals on the brink of getting their National League Central title. Of course, you know the Braves already clinched theirs. And also, in other news, the Detroit Tigers already clinched their 3rd American League Central title. Austin Jackson hit a triple and scored the game's only run as Detroit clinched the AL Central for the 3rd straight season with a 1-0 win over Minnesota. Scherzer, the pitcher of that time, there, won his 21st game. He won 21 games of pitching. He's really, I think he's going to be definitely contested when they go against their other rivals in the American League. Unfortunately for the Yankees, not so good. The Yankees were eliminated by the Indians' victory. Even though the Indians topped the White Sox 7-2 on Wednesday, they wrapped up an 8-3 loss to the Rays. But even though the Yankees did have a winning record, unfortunately, they're going to miss the postseason for the first time since 2008. And it's going to be a disappointing send-off of Mariano Rivera and Andy Pettitte, who were multi-World Series champions with the Yankees. Especially for Mariano Rivera, if you remember, recalled earlier this year, Mariano Rivera is the last remaining person in Major League Baseball to ever wear the number 42, which was immortalized by famous Dodger and Hall of Famer Jackie Robinson, and ever since 1997, it's been a rule all Major League Baseball teams will have the number 42 retired from all of their franchises. So Mariano Rivera doesn't get to play. You won't see a number 42 playing in the postseason this year, or I guess pretty much for any year after this year, since he's going to be the last one to wear number 42. That's kind of really sad, for him not to go out like that. But good luck to you, Mariano Rivera. You definitely are one heck of an incredible pitcher. You definitely you got 5 rings, so you're at least you go with your head up high. And yeah.
All right. Is that it? All right.
I do have one story about, I guess it's about some games. I guess hunting, would be considered a game.
Is it over? Sports?
Almost. Survey says that hunters bring billions to Georgia. It says across the board, spending by Georgians on outdoor recreational activities such as hunting, fishing, and wildlife watching has increased. The most comprehensive survey providing a tremendous economic benefit to more than $5.5 billion. The number of Georgia wildlife watchers have increased by more than 400,000 since the previous survey in 2006. The average hunter expenditures increased by $1,000 per participant, with the average number of days spending hunting up to 35%. The number of anglers did not increase, however, well, fishing, of course. The effective anglers spent increased by more than $200 million. The Georgia State Report, part of the 2011 National Survey of Fishing, Hunting, and Wildlife Associated Recreation, measures public participation in hunting, fishing, and wildlife viewing and other wildlife-dependent recreation, as well as how much money is being spent pursuing these activities. So $5.5 billion has been spent so far this year in Georgia. And that's all of sports. You can stop typing the freaking Z's. Sheesh. Awesome. Sports hating sons of boy.
Alright, well, you know what? We're gonna now. We got 5 minutes before the next break, but I do want to address something that Too Much said earlier about the video games and how his son reacts, and then I want to make a comment on that. And where is it? Damn it. Okay, remember right and wrong. Here we go. Hold on. He said something to the degree that his son actually laughs when he's running over people with his video game, right? Like, you know, to him it's funny because it's a game, you know, he's laughing. Well, guess what? Okay, my son plays the games and we laugh when he runs down people with the cars. But I always say, you stop that, and we laugh some more. We know it's fake and not reality. It depends on how mature you are. Okay, when I was younger, we used to watch like horror movies with my brothers, and my brothers would use the word "holassing," which means the hell with you. When people were getting killed, like innocent people. And we would laugh because we thought it was funny and we wanted people to be killed. And, in the movie, we thought it was fake. The problem with that is that it desensitizes people to murder and mayhem and blood and gore and all that. Another example was recently, Mercer University had one of those films called The Birds.
Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah.
And we did it in a cemetery. They had the big screen in a cemetery at Riverside Cemetery. And we had a huge crowd that day.
Yeah.
And during the time that the birds were attacking the little girl, if you remember the scene, where the little girl's on the ground and her feet, it kind of looks fake, you know. Her feet are like going up and down. And the birds are, eating her head and
pecking at her, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was laughing. And it was mostly the adults that were laughing. Well, and I thought, this is how evil people are. The people are evil. They love to see this shit. They love to see people get killed. They love to see that stuff. And that's what my concern is, that they feed off of that stuff. They just love it. I could not believe that it was the adults that were laughing, not the kids. The kids were not laughing.
Yeah, it was probably scared the crap out of them.
Yeah, it probably scared them. And so, just like you said, Too Much, and it's a good thing that you said that to your kid. It was a great father-son moment. I love the idea that you both laughed after that and all that. That's pretty, kind of puts us there. And I probably would have been laughing along with you. However, think about that for a minute. The fact that even the innocent child would even enjoy and laugh at running people over that's how far off we are and how desensitized that we actually find things like that funny when in fact they could be dangerous. I mean, you're lucky that your kid's not retarded. How's that? You're lucky your kid doesn't have mental problems. Because let me tell you something. There are people, and there was a movie out. You remember the movie where it was called Death Race? 2000, I believe,
Yeah.
where the game was at how many people can you run over with your car? You remember that?
Oh, okay.
And you would get points by the people that you killed running over.
You know, there's movies like that where, you know, it's like you pay so much.
yeah.
I've seen this movie once where you pay so much, rich people, you go out and hunt. I'm not going to say who, but there's these people that you hunt and kill. And the more you kill, you win a prize. I mean,
Yeah.
there's sick people that write movies. Look at Stephen King. Look at the shit he writes. My God, what kind of nightmares did he have?
Yeah, Mr. Chitter, you know, that's all I'm saying. And by the way, killer tomatoes. Come on, guys. There's a difference between a killer tomato that's completely fake and that can never happen, is way far-fetched, as opposed to somebody running somebody over in a car, where, yeah, it's fake. But it's taking a real life, able to happen situation and making light of it. A killer tomato, nobody's gonna be swimming on the beach and a frickin' tomato comes and kills you. If nothing else, maybe the analogy behind that is that at one time tomatoes were known as poisonous. You weren't supposed to eat tomatoes, believe it or not. Today, you eat them. Okay. Anyway. All right, Ed.
Yeah. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. We get it, Ed. It's Michelle Staples was talking about Carrie.
Good morning, Mark.
That movie that's supposed to come out October 18th. The remake of Carrie. This would be like the third time they've made
How
this
many
movie.
times are they gonna make the same? Do you see what I'm
They
talking
made
about?
three. The original one was already scary enough back in '76.
Which was perfect.
Sissy Space
Then
Agent.
they did the second one. Who was the one in the second one?
I remember
We can find out.
Candace McClure, but I think USA Network
Right,
did a
put that
remake
out.
of it, which
Now they're gonna
is
make a
more.
third one.
It's not. Yeah, the second one is not as good as the first one, but it is more. I guess more authentic, more closer to the story, more accurate to the story. But
And the kids are. Let me tell you, I was watching Judge Judy before we got a break. I'm watching Judge Judy yesterday, and there were two kids that were, one kid had his car keys stolen from another kid, and he took the car and smashed his car up. And the one kid is saying, it was his fault. He went and stole my keys. Judge Judy saw right through that, and she looked at the parents and said, "You know what? Do you know what teens do? Do you know what teenagers do? They're a bunch of liars, and they have diabolical ideas because they don't know about life enough to know better." I have some of these carrots, folks, and they're good for the eyes.
Yeah.
See what your kids are doing.
yeah.
They maybe if you have these carrots, it'll help you see. And by the way, I love that picture, Ed.
It's 10.
See, that's the kind of shit I want to put on the T-shirt. Now imagine having a T-shirt with that picture on it, with that Morning Roast logo.
Incredible.
Oh, why does he have that long string at the end of it, Ed?
That's a root.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, that guy is pretty funny.
Yes.
He
What
reminds
the
me
picture is
a
that?
little bit. Of
Well.
He reminds me a little bit of George Carlin.
Oh.
He's got that kind of abrasive but truthful humor to him. I don't know if we got to see whether about the texting. Did he mention the texting? Yeah.
That's what he was talking
Yeah.
about.
No, well, I know that he talked a lot about a lot of stuff, but the texting one, the part of the texting where kids are completely zoned out, and this happens, and actually there was a movie in the last Macon Film Festival that regarded that. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What
just
was the
don't
name of
remember-
that
I just-
movie?
I
Yeah,
just
anyway.
don't know the title of it.
You know, this in the office, like I'm sitting there talking. I got a friend that's like that, and I'm sitting there talking to him. All of a sudden, he gets a text. He's, "Fuck, he ain't paying attention to me now. I'm in the middle of a conversation. It's like, at least say, hold on a second, or fucking leave the picture later. It's not that important."
Right.
By the way, Mystic Shitter says, oh God, man, as soon as I start reading it, it pops up. Herb, I should share some stories with you that make your hair stand on end with 2 carbs, as to what cops, courts have done to people in my small area in Kentucky. Total injustice. My county is the poorest in Kentucky. We spent $14 million on a new courthouse, and they're running every first right over to pay for it. Listen, let me tell you, brother, Mr. Shitter, let me just say this. Right now, even just about every police officer, every police department, and they were doing it in Warner Robins, and Warner Robins rejected it. They said, no tanks, tanks, no thanks, no tanks. They wanted to get a freaking tank in. I mean, they are completely militarized now.
Yeah.
You go to any police department that has enough money, and if they're not, they figure it out with all the drug money that they get. They buy these new cars. I mean, that's how they buy their cars, folks. They take the money from the drug dealers, and they have these RICO laws where they're allowed to take that money into cars and all that shit. And where do you think that money, or what happens to that money? Besides in some cop's pocket.
Yeah.
It winds up in the department where they buy new cars, they buy more guns, they buy more armament, they, bulletproof vests.
Yeah.
Where do you think the money comes from, folks? It comes from the money that they steal from the drug dealers. Now, I'm not saying that that's such a bad thing, but it goes to show you, and it goes back to what I've been saying from the beginning of the show. When you have a foundation of evil, you're never going to make that right. It's never going to turn out that what you did was so good. Because what they should do is take the money from the drug dealers and put it into programs to help rehabilitate some of these drug offenders, some of these people. But no, what they do is that they take that money and they buy more guns, they buy more armament, and they buy more shit, their own cars, the nice fancy police cars that they got. At one time, police cars were ugly as hell.
Yeah.
Now you look at them; they're going around like
it being Need for Speed.
Did you see those cameras on the cars?
Yeah.
Each one of those is 21 grand.
Yeah, that's what.
exactly. Thank you, Muhammad Hussein.
Speaking
That's
of
$22,000
Yeah.
a vehicle, but I see them on both sides.
Yeah.
So you're talking, that's $88,000.
Yes.
Why couldn't they spend that money on tasers? Junebug would be alive right now.
Exactly.
Yirak, I hate to hear that. They got the tank anyway, and the police made disparaging comments about the protesters. Let me say this, folks, and I will say this time and time again. The police do not work for the people. They work for whatever mayor, whatever piece of shit person is in charge. They do not work for us. That is why they make us feel like every time, and Bill Maher said this, and I love when he said it, the problem with the police is that they want you to kiss their freaking ass. They want you to say, yes sir, yes sir. Even though they are corrupted, pedophile sons of bitches who knows what they do on the off hours with all that mental illness they got from looking at all these people all in mayhem. In some parts of that, I don't blame them. But a lot of these police officers have all this post-traumatic stress disorder, all this mental shit, and yet they're walking around with guns. Like that cop thinks in his mind that girl, open up the window, get out of the car. Well, fuck you. Here's the paperwork. Leave me the hell alone. Why should I bow down and bow every freaking order that you
why
give?
was she stopped? Because she was texting on the phone, or what?
Yeah, probably.
Was that the reason why she was stopped?
No, I'm not even sure. Just say sir to the cops and they'll leave you alone. Yeah, right. Are you out of your mind too much? They'll think that you said a slur instead of sir. They don't want you to say nothing.
Yeah.
Just get out of the car, shut your mouth, get over here, let me molest you, fill you up, see if you got any weapons on you, and get my nuts rocked off or whatever. Let me feel you up, and they start feeling your ass and all that shit, and make you feel completely violated and raped and molested. and then they throw you in jail.
That's the vehicle they wanted to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a fucking tank.
Because I think Machine Gun Ronnie Thompson wanted that one time back during the 70s and stuff.
No, I'm serious. I look. I'm a big supporter of the good cops. There are some really good police officers out there, believe me. But they are not a dime a dozen. The problem is they got this bully mentality that they think that they gotta act tough, they gotta be sons of bitches in order people respect them. Well, you know what? Not every person that you stop on the road is a freaking criminal. Not every person is a criminal. When you got, like here in Macon, Georgia, and I was there, I was at the policeman's ball celebrating the good cops. And when you got that piece of shit freaking Chief Burns telling his people...
Did you know that Macon PD doesn't have balls?
Yeah, well, I got Chief Burns saying to his police officers, I know the people don't respect you and the people don't like you, and I'm sitting there going, what a scumbag. I'm sitting here celebrating you. And what you're doing is you're almost like brainwashing these cops to have a negative view of the average citizen. It's absolutely horrendous what they do when they do that kind of shit, that bully mentality. And none of us as citizens are allowed in their so-called set-up meetings when they all got together and the captain comes on and says, okay, what's going on? But who the hell knows what goes on in those meetings? And when you got police officers, look at what happened with Whitney Houston, where they pick up her sheet and they start making fun of her. I mean, how many shit-ass times does that happen where they laugh at what they just did? Yeah, I kicked that guy's ass. I beat the shit out of him. I threw him in the back of the car. I threw him in jail. Boy, I had a good day today. Are you out of your frickin' mind? You don't know what goes on in that culture with that gigantic frickin' blue wall that they got protecting each other. And then there are a bunch of cowards. When the bad cop starts to be bad, nobody said shit. But yet, if we do something bad, the whole goddamn precinct knows about it. This is absolutely outrageous. And I don't care what anyone says. You want to call me a cop hater? I'm not a cop hater. I'm a bad cop hater. I'm a rogue cop hater. That's what they are allowed to wear guns and badges and walk around supposedly there to protect us when in fact they are predators. A lot of them are predators. Period.
Speaking of which, found a story on Prison Planet that Ed sent me about a woman says her 10-month-old puppy was shot in the head when asking officers not to shoot it twice. This is a real sad story. This is in Jones County, Georgia. It's not too far from here anyway, not too far from Macon. It's actually on the way to Gray Highway, matter of fact. Says a woman says that her 10-month-old puppy was shot in the head after asking officers not to shoot it twice.
There you go.
Yes.
That's a perfect example of a
September
scumbag freaking cop.
This is actually this week, matter of fact, September 22nd, and Chrissy Music Peed of Macon, Georgia. That's the name, Miss Music of Macon, Georgia, drove to Jones County Sheriff's Department to request an officer to come and investigate a vehicle that has been brought to her property by an acquaintance that both she and her roommate strongly suspected that to have been stolen. Now, Miss Music told PoliceStateUSA.com that it was a Nissan Xterra from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she said that she wrote in a music blog post, "I will not have that influence around my family." She's saying she was trying to do the right thing by making a report about a stolen vehicle, that car that was parked on her property, and the acquaintance was still on the property. And Music had not let on that she had gone to talk to police. And Music wrote on that while she was providing officers the detail of the stolen property and the individual brought it over, she also explicitly told the police not to shoot her dogs. Says the puppy may jump, but we have been trying to get her out of that. She said the officers laughed and told her not to worry about it, but unconvinced, she emphasized, please don't shoot my dogs. There are my babies. Now, obviously, the dogs were really, really big. The officers asked her to stay at the station while units were sent to her home to obtain the property and arrest the individual. Her dogs, Ammo and Half Pint, and roommate Kyle Sewall, age 22, waited at home. 5 minutes later, when the sheriffs pulled up, came flying in. Sergeant Little was exited the vehicle. He noticed he already had a signed arm trained on Ammo, who was sniffing around the ground, wagging her tail. So she wasn't attacking. And then she looked up at him, did not growl, did not bark, and before I could say anything, he fired his weapon, shot at her point blank in the head, according to Sewell. Says, I identify myself.
Anyone that defends cops, okay, like Michelle Stacy, that they can do no wrong, she's in a freaking kumbaya with the police. It's probably because they're so scared shit at getting caught at the shit that they do, that they want to make sure that they keep them at bay, so they say really nice things about cops. Mm-hmm. Believe me, you're probably a freaking criminal. You like guns, so that goes to show you, Michelle. Not to be hitting on you too hard, but let's put it this way. You're kissing their ass so they don't come near you because they think, oh, well, she defends us, so there's nothing bad about her. But in fact, who the hell knows whether you're selling meth or drugs? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? So, reverse psychology, I call it. You know what? I ain't afraid of anything happening to me when it comes to whether I speak my mind or not. Fuck you. This is an American country. I have a right to speak my mind. And my mind is already made up long ago. I know that the police department have a tough job. But then again, who the hell asked you to take a job? I didn't. And yeah, the police say, and people will say, well, the police are there to protect you. Well, you know what? When shit happens, I don't call them. Because all I know is they're going to come here and they're going to think that I'm the fucked up one. And I'm the guy that's starting trouble. And they're going to look at me like a suspect before they see me as a victim. That's just the way it is. And so, all I'm saying is, no, it's not to have a police force. I'm not saying that. But let me ask you a question. Is there any mental, just like with the people with guns, when they sell guns like they sell cheap whores, just sell them. Do they do a real good background check on these guys? Do they do a mental test on these guys? Do they do any of that? Of course not. There's no money for that. But there's enough money to buy a shitload of guns and a bunch of tanks and a bunch of anything else they want. But they won't spend any money on any kind of mental health or checking these people out, whether they have a history of violence. They don't do any of that shit. So what do they hire? They hire all these people with PSD or PTD or whatever they call it, post-traumatic disorder.
Yeah.
And all these guys are on a high wire, ready to shoot anybody. And that's just the bottom line, folks. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not about not having a police department. It's about making sure that those that they provide a badge and a gun and the right to enforce a law that they themselves don't even freaking follow.
Yeah, I wanted
like running red lights and going backwards on streets.
I wanted to
because
add
they
on,
have the privilege.
Yes, I know. The words of Irving Martinez are his and his alone and do not reflect such and such and such, so on. Disclaimer. But anyway,
there you go. Thank you too much.
Anyway, I wanted to put the link of the story that I talked about because she needs, the owner of the dog, Ammo, needs $800 for surgery for the dog to get the bullet out of the body. It's still alive. So if you want to donate money for it, because it costs at least $800 for the surgery, the bullet has traveled down the dog's skull into its neck and has disappeared into the X-ray, according to the dog's owner. There's a link onto that story, and on the bottom of it, there's a Facebook support page which is called Ammo the Survivor, and also a link which says GoFundMe surgery for Ammo the Survivor, if you want to donate money to help with the medical bills of the dog, veterinarian bills.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Michelle, he had to plead guilty. You know why? Because if he didn't plead guilty, he would have pleaded innocent. guess what would have happened to his ass? He would have sat in rotten frickin' jail for months on end while the lawyers are getting paid and nobody's doing anything to move his case forward. And especially a person who was in law enforcement. They're going to try to make an example of him. And they're going to ram him in a frickin' jailhouse. And what do you think happens to guys that were police officers in jail? I mean, he's going to have a triple frickin' down on hate. And he's going to get his ass kicked possibly. If not, they have to put him in solitary confinement. Now, you try that. And you do that, Miss Heroine, whatever. Miss Pro Cop Kumbaya lady. You try that shit. This poor guy was given, this guy was given no choice but to plead guilty. That's the way the courts work here. You are guilty until proven innocent. And it's a bullshit claim when they say you're innocent until proven guilty. That does not freaking exist. That is called brainwashing. They want you to think that. They want you to hope that. They want you to say that. But in fact, it doesn't freaking exist. It's a goddamn illusion. Don't give me that shit. You gotta plead guilty. If you don't plead guilty, your ass is gonna rot and stink in that freaking jailhouse for as long as that scumbag lawyer who's getting probably a friend having lunch with the very same cop that arrested you, laughing at you for the shit that you're now into. Believe me. Yeah, until a month later. But Hydro, you didn't plead guilty never when I knew why I was there. Until a month later. And I feel bad because you had to plead guilty in order to get out of that jail. And then you still got to deal with everything else after that. And it's really screwed up. This whole system is screwed up. You know, I see cops beating all the time. They don't have their lights on and siren on. Is that now law not to speed, right, Michelle? No, Michelle is probably in the car with that. Are you kidding? Telling them how wonderful they are.
AT&T says, AT&T says, if Megan is so
Thanks,
bad,
sir.
why do you live there, Irv? I mean, I heard New York allows stop and frisk without any probable cause. And that's not,
That's normal.
Yeah, and it's really not that effective anyway because the majority of the people are black men and Latino men that they stop and frisk, and very small percentage, I think single-digit percentage of them actually committed a crime. So it's like if 5% of the who are stopped and frisked actually committed crime or actually have committed something, done something wrong. What about the other 95%? It's not that effective.
Well, by the way, Watchdog gone. He said, DB gave her a big hug. I'll give him the hug. You see? I love people. And Derek is trying to be a police officer. I don't know if this is going to happen now.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hanging around with me. You may wind up like Hydro.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you may ask like, you may just get green like Hydro did.
Maybe
Hydro glow.
Maybe I'll be lucky and work at the maybe the library or something like that. Or
video cams. Oh wait, I repeat, put video cams on the cops all the time. They don't want that. Didn't they just deny that recently? They tried to do that, and then the cops said no. I might start doing that. I have a $5,000 camera. I might start taking it with me and filming cops driving poorly and then issue citizens arrest. There you go. I love it, Anthony. You keep going, baby. That's why he should have been mayor. Let me see. Irv should dress up like a 50s cop and walk down Main Street. I'll be arrested for impersonating a Keystone cop. It's been proven to drastically reduce abuse and complaints. Yeah. That's true. Let me see. In Illinois, you'll go to prison for 75 years if you camcord a police. Look at that. Mm-hmm. That's freaking unreal. Yeah, anyway. Too much. Stop yelling. Why are you typing in caps?
I'm so sorry Derek has to sit through all this ranting.
Yeah. You're ranting.
Yes, because we definitely need some prayer. And prayer for some employment, please.
You know what? I'm so upset. I am so upset that I need God right now to intervene.
I know I do to get a pinch.
And, I need to find a path of wisdom to all this. And that happens to be the title of our Daily Bread today. The Path to Wisdom. And for September 26, 2013, it's written by Bill Crowder. Albert Einstein was heard to say, only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the former. Sadly, it does not seem that far too often. There is no limit to the foolishness that we get ourselves into, or the damage we create by our foolishness and the choices it fosters. It was in such a season of regret that David poured out his struggle and complaint to God in Psalm 38. As he recounted his own failings, as well as the painful consequences he was enduring because of those failings, the shepherd king made an insightful comment. My wounds are foul and festering because of my foolishness. Verse 5. Although the psalmist does not give us the details of those choices or of his worsening wounds, one thing is clear. David recognized his own foolishness as their root cause. The answer for such destructive foolishness is to embrace the wisdom of God. Proverbs 9:10 reminds us, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Only by allowing God to transform us can we overcome the foolishness and the foolish decisions that cause so much trouble. With His loving guidance, we can follow the pathway of godly wisdom. Loving Father, forgive me for the seemingly limitless capacity I have to be foolish. Yes, Lord, please. Teach me your wisdom so that my life might be pleasing to you and a blessing to the others and those around me. God's wisdom is given to those who humbly ask Him for it. The Bible read for today, in you, O Lord, I hope you will hear, O Lord, my God. Psalm 38, verse 15. There you have it. Wow. You talk about apropos. Mm-hmm. You talk about... Thank you, Derek. Mm-hmm. It's quite extraordinary. Yeah, there you go.
Boy, you gonna bust hell wide open.
You won't find that on Meth in the Morning.
Yeah, you got that right.
Thank you, Mark, 1979. Thank you, Mystic Shitter. I appreciate that.
Mystic Shitter.
It's so apropos, though, how God works. I think Derek is crying. Look, poor Derek, look at that. I love it.
Yes,
right,
we're finished, that boogie. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes, Demon Child, we are finished. Demon Child from England. Anyway, it's always good to have you, by the way. Sabuki is one of our oldest friends right here. He's an old friend now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just like Yirak and the DS Photo guy and who else? Who else has been with us for a long time?
DB is laughing on the outside.
He thought he sneezed? Yeah. God bless us all. Thank you, Watchdog. Watchdog 1. Yes, God bless us all, everyone, like Tiny Tim would say.
Okay. You know, when you were talking about how they're getting the money and stuff to pay for, like, certain things, you know, I don't know. They're definitely not getting it from Congress, that's for sure. Because it seems that from a story from Washington that the United States is going to run out of money, will run out of borrowed money no later than October 17th, according to Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew said in a letter to Congress yesterday morning. Says they will run out of money no later than borrowed money out no later than October 17th unless Congress raises the $16 trillion debt ceiling. Unless they raise the letter, they're going to be out of money. And Loose Letters marks the first time that he has given a date, an actual date certain for when the government would hit the debt ceiling.
Yeah.
Outside Economics had previously estimated that the date would be sometime between October 18th to November 5th, according to that. So that's talking about skating on thin ice, boy. Skating on thin ice. Jeez. They just spending it like they're going to Vegas or something. What's up with the Congress? Jeez.
Oh, by the way, what do I have in my green cup is coffee, and it's black, believe it or not. Maybe that's why I'm so hyped up. I have no cream.
No cream, no sugar, no.
There's no cream in it.
Just straight coffee beans.
Yeah. Maybe, is there any doubts in your mind they will raise the debt ceiling? No. There is no doubt in my mind they won't raise it.
Yeah, U.S. gonna need EBT.
I have no clue what it is to be a cop, nor do I ever want to, but I can't speak on their character.
Good one,
yeah,
Earl.
those that Michelle. I'm a fourth generation preacher's kid. I have had God in the Bible and drilled in my head my whole life. They're great. The shooting of a black guy that had a hose in his hand. Look at that. And let me say, letting a white lady that shit's face keep driving home. Okay.
Yes. Speaking of which, I just want to let you know I won't be here next Thursday, a week from now, because I had to take the physical agility test.
Yes, I hear.
Yes.
I hear. He's going to be taking a physical to be a cop.
Yes.
To be a sheriff or deputy.
Yeah, deputy.
Let me see. Okay. ATT. What job in Macon do you have? And do you live in Macon? I didn't know that. Anyway, let me see.
I don't have one on. Yeah. Thank you, Earl.
Yeah, I hate tea, by the way, Saibuki. That's why English people have bad tea.
What, from drinking tea?
I don't know. Who the hell knows what I'm saying? Anyway, I can't stand tea. I really can't.
Do you like green tea?
I don't like any tea.
I was just asking.
Green tea gives you green teeth. Yeah, I don't like tea. I hate tea. Anyway, let me see. Good luck, Derek. I hope this is not put a negative viewpoint on your attempt to be an outstanding citizen. No, I mean, Derek, no. Derek and I are complete bipolar opposites. Let's face it, folks. There's nobody like uniquely me. There's nobody. Not even Anthony is as crazy as I am. As crazy as he is. Because at least he's stuck with his marriage and he's fought hard and long for it. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 beautiful kids. He's a great dad. I'm none of that shit. I'm a complete freaking nutcase rebel. Yeah. Anyway, so that's just the way I am. I am sure when DB becomes a cop and everything is the story, he may feel more compassion for the police. I do have compassion for them. Here's my compassion.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is a deputy, by the way.
Yeah, here's my compassion for the police. Here's my compassion. Okay, I know you guys have a tough, absolutely horrendous job to do, especially now in the society where people are just going absolutely bonkers. It's absolute what they call a world of chaos. It's a completely chaotic world out there. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is that you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. You have to count the cost, just like in the Bible, it says you have to count the cost in order to build a house on a good foundation. If not, it's going to be built on sand and
it's going to fall.
And it's going to fall. Mm-hmm. And so all I'm saying is, I have that sympathy and empathy for them. However, there are some, just like that bratty kid, that Mr. Know-It-All in the classroom, that class bully, who likes to pick on those that are weaker than him. There is that element in the police force as well. And all I'm saying is that there are people like you that live in a kumbaya and that bring up all the positive, and that's fine. There ought to be that. But then there are guys like me that are going to remind you that it's a freaking illusion for you to think, and the way you blanket over, oh, cops are good and this and that, that's bullshit. Nobody's good all the time. We're evil. Oh, we were born with evil. That's just the way it is. After Adam, we all got screwed.
Yeah.
People are born evil.
It became, which basically made us imperfect.
Yeah, and if you know anything about Christianity, you know at one time Adam was born with both a soul and a spirit, and then after he killed the spirit with the devil, now babies are born without a spirit. They're born with a soul, and that's why you have to make a choice to become a Christian and accept the Spirit of God in you. For those of you that don't know anything. That's why there's baptism. That's why there's that symbol that you have to take to make that serious choice of really taking in the Spirit. Because we're not born with a spirit. We're born with a soul. That's it. That's it. There's my There's my.
I do have some local news, by the way.
Yeah.
A Cheddar's employee caught altering the tips.
Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, speaking of rib, we're talking now tips, rib tips. Get it?
Yeah, ribs. Yeah, baby back, rib. Barbecue sauce. After a customer complained to the Cheddar's restaurant about an unauthorized transaction, a manager allegedly found the culprit after tracking a waitress's receipts for 10 days. April Johnson has been charged with fiduciary theft and bonded out, according to a Bibb County Sheriff's Office news release.
Yeah.
A customer had called the manager to let them know they had been charged $8 without permission on their credit card. The manager then began to track Johnson's receipts for 10 days. That amounted to 36 receipts that had been altered to the unauthorized charges, totaling $151.94.
Wow.
He then told an off-duty deputy his findings, and the deputy arrested Johnson on the spot and called for an on-duty officer to take her to the Bibb County Jail. Goodness, something about $151 in tips, and you just...
There you go. Wow. Damn.
Over the last 10 days.
How is that?
That's the lady.
I mean, what happened? I mean, you know what? I mean, the world at one time had a lot of beautiful people. What's going on? Everybody's ugly now. And I noticed that when I came to Georgia.
Because the world has gotten ugly.
It's like, in New York, you have such beautiful looking people. You're on the subway, you see all these beautiful people. I come to Georgia, they're all homely and
because beauty has caught up with the world.
I'm serious. I don't know what the hell it is. Everybody here looks
dirty bad,
too.
so that's what
I mean, in New York, you're all polished up. God help you if you look dirty. They'll think you're homeless. You come here in Georgia, everybody looks dirty. Even the lawyers look dirty.
Yeah, I mean that should tell you something.
I'm serious.
And people trying to make dirty sexy. I mean, it's like everyone talking about Miss Kansas should have won Miss America.
Yeah, I look in the mirror. You know, one time I used to dress up.
Even though she has a tattoo, I still think Miss Kansas should have won Miss America and stuff. You know.
No, I'm serious. And let me just say this, Muhammad Hussein. I like that name, by the way, Muhammad Hussein. Let me just say this. You're right. I look in the mirror every day, and I don't like what I see, honestly. I really don't. I have a hard time looking at me. But at one time, I dressed, first of all, I was a dry cleaner. So I got all my clothes dry cleaned and tailored.
George.
And for free. And, so I dressed up to the hilt. Suits, ties, all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I came here, my minister came to the house and looked at all my clothes and said, you got too many clothes. And so I got rid of them. I got rid of 18 garbage bags of clothes, shoes, hats, everything. It's like when you come to the South, you just don't care about how you dress. Nor you care about how you look. And there are some people that are very clean here, I guess. Mm-hmm. Few and far between. Like Anthony Harris. Miss a germaphobe. But then there are, look, we're in the South. There's a lot of pigs in this town.
You're not talking about the wild pigs that was at that little neighborhood.
That's some shit. They got wild pigs running around in the street.
Hey, they got bears in the fucking streets all over that with all the rain and shit like that.
Earl, you're funny as hell. Earl says he took a shower on
Up
Saturday.
Where you come from, man? Up in Swanee. In Swanee? Up there,
Yeah.
They got bears walking through the neighborhood.
I know. I lived in Sewanee, and they even had a bear watch. They would come on and say,
You never covered the story about the Cheddar's girl.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I just did.
I think I know who she is.
Oh, really?
"Thank you, Mr. Chitter."
Skimming? That's why you always got to check your credit card receipt.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of bears are they, Ed? They're brown bears. They're brown bears.
Yeah, brown bears.
Or
Brown
black
bears.
bears.
No, I think they're black bears.
Yeah, they're black bears.
They're black bears.
Because brown bears
What
would
do you
be the
expect
grizzly. Would be
in
the
Georgia?
grizzly
You're
bear.
going to have black bears?
Here we are, man.
Yeah.
They're homeboy bears.
Race baby.
They're homeboy
I
bears.
prefer African American bears. Yes.
Anyway.
Anyway, let me see. Irv, you're making me crave barbecue ribs now. Oh, God, yes, talking about pigs. All right, Irv, what keeps you in Georgia? Why not go back to New York? Rookie, it's funny that you asked that question. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about going back home. I said maybe after 10 years. I'm here now going on 10 years, actually. Well, maybe. I was up in North May, not 2005. Somebody do the math for me. I guess that's 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
I'm here 8 years. I thought after 10 years I'll go back. But I don't know what I'm going to go back to. Very expensive to live there. But I know that I never not had a job in New York. Never. I always had a job. And even when they used to say, the job market here is going down and all that bullshit, you can find a job anywhere in New York. Not only that, but they also, health insurance and all that is readily available. It's a completely different world over there. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Well, you better quit smoking cigarettes because they're $10 a pack.
Right, but yeah, cigarettes are about $10 a pack. That it's very expensive. Yeah, Mr. Shit said I haven't been able to look at myself in the mirror for a long time, and it makes it hard to shave. All right, Derek. We have 2 more things to go. We're going to do birthdays.
No, Derek has got a story that he's got.
Let's do it, baby.
You got one?
Oh, this is a wing dang.
Ooh, oh, yes, indeedy, yes.
No, I didn't send it to you yet, but that was probably the last one.
Yeah, baby, it's up to you.
Send you, so
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. About some.
I love it. Earl Brooks Killed is into the New York show.
Actually, I got a double header for you.
You got a double. Want me to read it?
Well, you
can read it.
Okay, you do one. I'll get the other one.
Yeah, that's right.
Buddy
up.
You do yours first.
Okay.
This one I like.
Okay, here it is. Here's a wing dang doodle for you. Says suspected cocaine found in kidney bean cans in Massachusetts.
No, that's another one. But then the guy says, his lawyer says that he just bought the car.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know about the hidden compartment.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Says in Lynn, Massachusetts.
Not my drugs.
Two New York men have been arrested in Massachusetts after police say they stopped them for speeding and found suspected cocaine with a street value of $1 million hidden inside cans labeled as kidney beans. Elvis Rodriguez, thank you very much, Holmes, and Swin Acosta were held on $250,000 bail, each of their arraignment on Tuesday on drug charges. Not guilty pleas were entered on their behalf. Prosecutors say the men were stopped Monday in Lynn for driving 44 miles an hour in a 30 miles per hour zone. The 35-year-old Acosta was driving. The cans were in a hidden compartment. And the Daily Item report said 55-year-old Rodriguez's lawyer said he had no idea the drugs were in the car. Says he didn't know about it. Yeah, like you said, they didn't know about the hidden compartment. So there you have it. Kidney beans and cocaine.
There you go.
Hey, I got one for you.
All right, here we go.
Man busted with marijuana-laced snacks.
I love it.
This is in Connecticut. McCow, you out there? This is in Middletown.
Okay.
There you go.
Middletown police arrested a man who they say had a car full of chocolate, dozens of snack cakes, and lollipops, all made with marijuana. Police said they stopped Michael Mikulinski, 23 of Coventry, Rhode Island, at Pine and Wadsworth Streets in Middletown at 8:12 p.m. on Wednesday night because he had a tail light that was blown out. Now, any good drunk or thief should know and make sure everything works on your car so you don't fucking get pulled over. Anyways, the officer realized he smelled the marijuana, and during a pat down, the officer found hash oil in his pocket. They placed the suspect in handcuffs, and after he admitted it was a narcotic. When the police officer asked if there was anything else in the car that I should know about, he said, no, but a narcotic detecting canine found much, much more.
Wow.
According to police, 2 heat-sealed bags contained 5 bags of marijuana each and a cooler in the car. Inside the cooler, police found large bell-shaped pieces of chocolate that smelled like marijuana. At first, Mikulinski denied the chocolate marijuana, but later on, when his mother pulled up and made it, he said that he picked it up in Cheshire before traveling to Middletown, according to the American report.
Wow.
In all, police found 5 bell-shaped chocolates, 15 smaller square chocolates, 7 lollipops, and 24 homemade Twinkies in tinfoil.
All made from weed, huh?
By the way, if you've ever had marijuana-laced brownies, the high is way better than if you smoke it. It's a completely,
Because it's concentrated. Because
it's a completely different high in some ways that is so much better than smoking it.
Yeah, because you're not getting the inhalants. You know,
They
the
should
smoke.
burn all the drugs in the same bonfire they melt the guns in. Thank you. AGT, there is a big money in marijuana arrest. It will never go away. You're right. In Alaska, the Alaskan Supreme Court said every citizen is allowed to have 4 ounces of weed in your home. Okay. Yes, but it takes a lot more weed to get you high.
According to the
That's
story,
true.
it says that the total value of the drugs were around $7,500 of weed. But man, lollipops made a... See that? You're not going to see that on Kojak, you know.
Yeah.
If you see Telly
I
Savalas...
know who the hell knows what Charlie Savalas had
Yeah,
about
because
lollipop.
Kojak...
They won't cover
Could
it.
you imagine Kojak have one of those lollipops?
Did you do the
Who
word
really loves you,
yet?
baby?
Did you do the word yet?
No, not yet.
No,
but
not
I'm
yet.
Going to, I'm
But,
going to right now.
10:57.
All right, Mr.
good.
Shitter says I've ate pot brownies many times and you stay high much longer. There you go.
Hemp lollipops, man. Who really loves you?
All right, we're going to go to
Word Origins.
Word
Okay.
Origin.
Today's word of the day from Word Origins is, speaking of you have the munchies, ravenous. Which was borrowed from Old French ravineux, a derivative of the verb raviner, seize by force. Source of English, which also happened when they seized that cocaine in the truck. For source of English raven, which nowadays appears mainly in its present participle form, ravening. This came from the Latin rapere, seized by force, ancestor also of the English word rape. The central modern meaning of ravenous, very hungry, developed from the notion of predatory animals that seize and eat their prey. Other English descendants of Latin rapere includes rapacious, rapid, rapture, ravage, ravine, ravish, surreptitious, and usurp. How about that?
There you go, ravenous.
And
Michelle,
Ravenous breast.
Michelle, Stacy, you are ravenous police officers.
obviously.
Yeah,
and who said this verse? Who said that verse? Small but perfectly formed.
Yeah.
Speaking of breasts,
I'm small and perfectly formed. I'm not a breast. I'm a dick.
I wasn't talking about you. Diplomat, author, British member of the Parliament, and Britain's ambassador to France, Sir Alfred Duff Cooper, married the famous beauty Lady Diana Manners, daughter of the Duke of Rutland, in 1914. Duff Cooper wrote a letter to Lady Diana about a party at Belvoir, her family's castle, joking about his own slight build. It says, I really did enjoy Belvoir, you know. You must, I think, have enjoyed it too, with your 2 stout lovers frowning at one another across the hearth rug, while your small but perfectly formed one kept the party in a roar. The letter was published by their daughter Artemis Cooper in 1983. So how about that?
There
So
you
who
go.
said small
Yes.
but perfectly formed?
Yes, you're right, AT&T. I do love Michelle no matter what. She's the girl.
Yes.
She's the, what do you call it?
She's
Come up with
amused.
something, Derek, will you please?
She's amused. The wind beneath our cyber wings,
There
I
you
guess
go.
you might say
There
that.
you go. ATD, I haven't got enough Valium to have one-on-one with her, but I do
Yes.
love her. I love you too, baby.
Well, it's 11
And I'm so
o'clock.
glad you're back, by the way. It's been a long and winding road.
Yes.
Right here.
By the way, I just want to end on a good note, on this story about Georgia Power is paying people to recycle their old refrigerators to help consumers save energy and money. They visited a consumer today. Georgia Power visited one customer to pick up a refrigerator as part of their recycling program. Spokesperson says that most secondary units were built before current energy efficient standards and cost of a household roughly $150 extra a year. Now, if you're able to call, if you have an old refrigerator in the state of Georgia,
Yeah.
particularly here, and call Georgia Power to recycle it, they'll come and pick it up, and they will pay you $50 if you have an old refrigerator.
Wow. Maybe I should send mine.
But you gotta be able to replace with something else, though.
Oh,
Hopefully you have one to.
Well, I'll take the $50 that they give me and buy a new one. Another
Okay.
one. A used one. Okay,
Okay.
Ease, your foot is cold too much. All right, here we go. It's 11:01.
Yep.
I want to first of all thank all our chatters,
Yes.
all our friends. I ain't calling them chatters. All our friends, all our
Cyber friends.
all our cyber bullies. Cyber people.
Yes.
Starting with Derek,
ATT,
Cybuki,
DS Photo Guy,
Earl Big Skillet,
Hydroponic,
Michelle Stacy,
Uric Wildcat,
Dwight Eisenhower,
Idle Hands,
Earl,
Magilla 2K3,
Muhammad Hussein,
Mark 1979,
Mystic Shitter,
Shorty Brave 72,
Smell My Finger,
Snow Sparks,
Hydro Glow,
Too Much,
Wartown,
Watchdog 1,
and Zappo 1.
yes, and thank
And
you,
also
Tower of London, aka
Tower
Ann, was here
London. We had
earlier.
3 bands on again.
Yes, thank you for coming. Don't be a stranger, 3 Bears. Keep on coming back. Keep
Yeah.
coming back.
And anyway, yeah, I know. Mystic Shitter and Smell My Fingers crack me up all the time, ATT.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, see y'all later. Thank you for showing up.
Yes, thank you for watching our show. It's
Yeah.
64 degrees right outside of Macon, Georgia. It's cloudy with some showers with a high of 81 and a low of 57. Be sure to have your umbrella ready, and hopefully, maybe if you're in Macon area, maybe we'll see you in Mercer for the forum that they
The
have
forum
tonight.
tonight. Yeah, so for Trayvon Martin. Okay.
Yes. Until next time, tomorrow will be Flippin' Flatulent Friday.
Yes.
On behalf of Irv and Ed, this is DB saying, can you smell what the roast is brewing? We'll
Bye-bye.
see you tomorrow.